I am so sick to death of everyone talking about this hack band from the mid and late 2000s, My Chemical Romance. No one.
Oh my god!
Dude, don't even get me started, man. Everyone's talking
What
about
is this
them.
emo ass bullshit? Who cares? You know,
I mean,
with
are
your
we
eyeline.
past this at this point? We clearly should be past this. And even if we want to go into emo altogether, Creeper came back properly. Like, we don't need this.
What's Gerard gonna look like in eyeliner at age 42 anyways? I mean, come on. Black Parade is dead, man.
Can you imagine all the little brats lining up at Hot Topic already?
They literally already are.
Yeah, no, dude, it's
And
like,
let's be honest, like the last album, like post Black Parade, was not that good to begin with. So going back to what MCR actually are right now,
guys,
like,
guys,
I mean, let's
guys,
be real.
guys,
Like,
stop!
No,
stop!
let's be real.
Stop!
Black
We're
Parade
live!
does
We're
this
live!
better.
We're live! We are live! They
live.
can hear us!
We're live.
Intros!
A young boy.
Boy, my father.
I'm only somewhat serious, but
Hi everyone! Hope you liked our lulls!
That was a skit.
Our lovely little play there.
That was a skit.
That
Sound
was a
your
skit. No, that was
pitchforks
like
on
not
there.
legit.
you know
at
where my
all.
mentions are. Have fun.
Mark's like,
See, I
I'm
love-
serious.
I love Mark's attitude. Mark can't give
Come
a
at me,
fuck.
bro. Come at me.
Okay, I see all the threats in the chat room. We're aware. It was a joke. Calm
It's a joke.
down. We
Chill,
are like
people,
a
joke.
romance too.
Come on.
Welcome to the Rock
Yes.
Coliseum, everyone. This is a chance where you in the chat room can suggest bands, artists, albums, songs, everything else to be thrown to the lions, where us four will give a thumbs up or thumbs down on what we think is good and bad, what will we think is great, and what will die a possibly painful and hilarious death. With me, as always, we'll go around the horn, just in the order I see him on my window. John, please go first.
Hey guys, John from ARTV here. You already know who it is, though. This is Rock Coliseum VI, so we probably shouldn't be strangers at this point.
Exactly. Mark, go ahead.
Hey there, folks. I'm Mark, the host of Spectrum Pulse, talk about music, movies, art, and culture. Again, we're 6 of these episodes in, and I'm about as cantankerous as always. Last on the list?
And Crash, go for it.
My name is Crash Thompson, and I am the acting attorney for the band My Chemical Romance, and you boys are in big trouble.
I didn't say anything.
This wouldn't be the first time.
So, nonsense.
No, I host the Rock Critic. You guys probably know me by now. How's it going? How you doing?
Okay, thank you so much all for jumping in early. Please share this link out. We want as many people as possible watching. Also, please hit that like button right now. We want to
Smash it, guys.
Up as much as physically possible. Just want to make sure.
Like Spike.
Yes.
Like Spike.
The
Like
likes
Spike.
really do help, guys. It helps push it out to many more people, and that way YouTube actually knows this is something worth watching. For those unfamiliar with what the Rock Coliseum is, the first hour will be dedicated to everyone's suggestions. In a free form, don't have to do super chats. You can suggest a band, artist, album, song. You can even put them against each other, band versus band, album versus album, song versus song. Once we pick a suggestion, we will give the thumbs up or down. If it's a thumbs up, that band, artist, album, song lives to see another day. If they get the thumbs down, we all decide on a painful, ridiculous death that is mostly over the top. Last time was one of my favorite moments when we all decided that Meteora was better than Hybrid Theory, and we all did not know each other's answers going into it.
Yes,
It was a big
that was an
surprise.
amazing
It
moment.
was awesome.
That was crazy, wasn't it?
It was
yeah.
I loved that. I loved that.
So,
Oh yeah.
the new rule for super chats. Since so many people are doing super chats and we really appreciate that, the super chats will be read at random. This way, people that didn't get in until the beginning will still have as much of a chance as everyone else. Honestly enough, though, the more super chats you put in, the more likely yours will be read. However, that is not to discourage everyone else's. This way, everyone has a shot. Thank you so much for all the super chats so far. We know a lot of you came in early and jumped in the chat to do that. Also, we really appreciate you being here. Thanks for hitting that like button. I can't even see what it's at right now. Chat so far.
Almost 100.
Yeah, almost 100. We're hovering at around 90.
Over 100 here, guys.
That
You know,
is
as we get the
awesome. We have
balls.
210 people
Way to go,
watching
guys.
right now, and we haven't even started yet. That is huge for us. Please continue to share the links out. This is huge for us as well. So, anything else that needs to be said?
I don't think so. I wanted to agree with you. I like the way you're doing the super chats now, Luke. I think it's great that everybody's getting an equal opportunity here to shuffle through them.
Everyone will get an honest chance, and also we'll get through as many as we can in the second hour after a little bit of a halftime. All the remaining ones will be filled out in a form that I do every time on Excel and Google Docs, and we will get that to you in a few days. Don't think we're going to ignore them. We're going to get as many as we can, though. So, finally, let's point out the obvious. I hate my mustache and beard, and I'm going to get rid of it soon enough. I can't deal with it.
It doesn't look bad.
I like it.
I like the look, honestly.
It feels like someone put Velcro and just straight hot glued it to my lip. It's weird.
You're just not used to it yet. You're just not used to it yet.
All right, well, enough. Okay, we'll let people vote on that later. So, are you guys ready for the first round of the nights for whatever we call this?
Yeah. Everybody put their hands in. Avengers assemble.
Okay. The Coliseum judges are ready. So, that being said, keep the super chats coming. We will get through as many as we can. Please submit your suggestions in chat now. This is a free-for-all. Go ahead and go for it. I already see the chat room starting to spin a little bit faster.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's blowing up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's moving.
Okay, I got it popped out. Here we go. Let me move this. There we go. And stop. Well, it is a good one.
Okay.
I'm not going to knock it. It at least has conversation. We keep getting these for the versus ones. 3 Doors Down versus Creed.
Ooh.
I'm not going to say it's a terrible choice, but...
Okay.
I mean, I can play along.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I have a favorite.
Right.
We're not asking
That's where
for
I'm
a
at.
favorite, Crash. We're asking who survives the Coliseum. John and Mark, do you have answers?
I do.
I think I do also.
Yeah. I think I'm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. For 3 Doors Down. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay, we're split. Oh,
I'm
even
down.
split.
I'm down. No, I'm down. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're down. Oh, okay. Yeah, 3 Doors
Let's do
Down.
this again. Okay.
Okay,
Let's
all
just
right.
not do
I was
the thumbs
like,
up and
oh.
thumbs down. 3 Doors Down. Thumbs up. 1, 2, 3. Creed. Thumbs up. 1, 2, 3.
This is weird to do.
Yeah, it's very weird to see.
I mean, yeah.
It looks like
gotta do it.
3 Doors Down have been triple teamed.
Mark, please get us back on track. If you could explain, I'm not saying defend them. Please give a reason of anything why 3 Doors Down gets the thumbs up.
See, here's the thing. It's less me supporting 3 Doors Down and more me against Creed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I
here's
get
the thing. You can't say Alter Bridge gives Creed a pass.
No,
I
you
agree.
can't
That's
say
a very
that.
fair
You're right.
point.
That's
No.
fair. No, that's fair.
No, I wouldn't
So-
say that.
They are not
With
Alter
that
Bridge.
in
They are
mind,
Creed.
With Scott Stapp still being the primary focal point of everything that is wrong with Creed, it's kind of overwhelming in comparison with 3 Doors Down, which has always just been kind of mediocre. And I'll say it, I like Kryptonite. It's a good song.
I mean, that's fair. I like Kryptonite too. I've
I've heard it too many times. I've just heard it too many damn
Do
times.
That's
Kryptonetic
fair.
karaoke.
That's
I will do
very fair.
Kryptonetic karaoke. I will never ever do With Arms Wide Open because that song it gets done in karaoke by entirely too many
That's a
dude
little
bro
weird,
investment
yeah.
bankers who all take their suits off and do a lot of cocaine. I can't deal with that.
So with arms wide open? Oh my god.
Yes.
That's
No, I
interesting
believe
as
that.
hell.
That's not a party
believe that.
song. I'll go super fast. On the flip side of that, I would at least say Creed had interesting moments in their music. 3 Doors Down, literally, Kryptonite was a peak, and that was the beginning. They had nothing after that besides a good couple of bridges from Loser. I mean, I made the analogy, they were a big bowl of vanilla ice cream. Now it's just like lukewarm, melted, fermented bowl of sugar and milk that doesn't even do anything. Also, they suck live. Saw them in 2016 on their comeback.
Yes.
The singer just walks around with his hands in his pockets while he sings. He doesn't care. They suck out loud.
dude.
Suck out loud. So
Can I go next?
Crash.
Yeah,
Please
go ahead, Crash.
Because I will absolutely tag team you on that same response. I saw them on their Kryptonite tour. I saw them
back
like
in the day.
or whatever that album was called.
Better,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I saw them on that tour, and yeah, they were the exact same way during that set too, at the peak of their fame. You know, that was them at their best, and even then, they were horrible. And you know what? At least Creed, it makes an interesting kind of bad. Yeah, Creed makes like an interesting. It's a bad we can talk about. Three Doors Down, I wouldn't even say they're like melted ice cream, like you said. I would say they're like skim milk. You know, what do you got to say?
Skim milk at this point.
Expired skim milk.
Skim.
I don't mind skim milk.
I fucking hate it.
You're that guy. You're that guy.
You can make chocolate milk with it. John, please round it out.
Well, I guess what it boils down to when I decide an answer between these two, which I don't really want to give an answer to, I think of the Three Doors Down, them playing that concert for Trump at his inauguration.
Oh, his inauguration, yeah. I was about to.
And they were like the fourth one asked, and they finally.
Yeah, they were. Everyone else was either backing out, saying no, and they were like, "Who can we get? Those guys that were huge and like O2," and they were like, "Yeah, we had that album, Away from the Sun. Everyone loved it at one point. Everyone bought it, but no one likes it anymore." And so that's who we got to play the inauguration.
But at the same time, we know if Scott Stapp was asked and he had the rest of Creed behind him,
I will concede to that point. Oh, Scott Stapp on the solo tour doing his weird Christian stuff would have done that appearance if he was been asked. He would have sang Jesus was a rock star for Donald Trump if he gave him the chance.
Well, you know, I think the highlight of the entire thing was Trump doing the karaoke where he was singing, "You love me, but you don't know who I am." Said a little jab to his own followers there.
I felt a cringe there.
Yeah, so there were
dad
no
jokes
real
are on
winners,
point
but
tonight,
on
John.
this one there was a loser. Three Doors Down must die in the Coliseum. How does Three Doors Down die?
The same way Superman did, beaten to death by what's his face.
Luthor?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Doomsday.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
We get Doomsday to walk in and just beat the face of a singer from Three Doors Down.
Well, Doomsday was a boring ass villain, so might as well
yeah,
boring ass.
See?
Yeah. Just punches him right in the forehead and leaves. Just a boring death. That's fitting somehow. Good suggestion. Good conversation. I have to admit, it was a decent suggestion for bands we would not have thought, but at the same time, you know what? That's fine. Okay. Suggestions. Keep them coming, guys, and keep the super chats coming. We'll go through as many as we can. Okay. And stop. Okay. I know with the answers, I think we might have done this one. Correct me if we have. It might have been on the grid. So if it was just on the super chat form, and we haven't done it here, we'll do it Volbeat.
I don't think we've ever done them in a video.
I don't think we've done them in a video.
They've showed up on the sheet several times, but we've never done them.
Okay, this is a good one for it then. Okay. Volbeat. Everyone have an opinion?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Unanimous.
Yeah,
okay.
pretty solid.
Yeah, they're fine.
I see
Not
that.
a huge fan or anything. I don't know everything, but
yeah. I'll go really quick. I preferred a lot of their earlier stuff where they're a little more animated. I still enjoy their most recent album, Fine. They have become more of a singles band, but they're still solid. There's a lot of talent in that band, and I don't see anyone hating the band unless they're just so against the lead singer sounding like Danish Elvis. If they're Elvis, Elvish. If they're against elves or Elvis, whichever one, maybe that's it. But whoever. So, Crash, we'll keep going in this order. Crash, what do you think?
I'm going to just piggyback off of your statement here to say, yes, their lead vocalist takes a lot of getting used to. You know, all that I want to be Roy Orbison so bad shit. I get that. I get that that's
character.
That's definitely not popular today.
That's also what everyone in Denmark sounds like. They just walk down the street talking like that.
All the time.
Dude, okay, you know what? I got love for a band that can actually embrace their heritage and sing like the Swedish Chef. The Scorby Barky I'm down.
And we didn't even have to bribe them to do that.
You didn't even have to. That was a great suggestion.
You guys that tuned in early, you got a treat right there. John, why does Volbeat get the thumbs up?
You know, I'm only casually familiar with them. You mentioned them kind of being a singles band at this point, and that's mainly what I'm familiar with throughout their discography, to be quite honest. But, I mean, I like a lot of their songs. They're not a band that I always seek out, but if I happen to turn on the radio or something, or if it comes up in a playlist, I'm totally fine with it. Their singer is interesting enough. It's not like your typical mainstream rock band that you hear on the radio. It's just like one voice out of a sea of 1,000 that sound the same. Yeah, I think they're a talented band behind them as well.
Okay, very well said. And Mark, go for it.
Honestly, I'm probably the least familiar with Volbeat out of the group. I am familiar with the lead singer, and I wouldn't say what he's doing is rockabilly, but you hear a lot more of that voice in certain sides of country. Mm-hmm. So, like you go to an act like the Mavericks, or then you'll see acts that have a similar timbre to them. So I was able to get accustomed to his voice pretty quickly. Again, singles band. I'm never going to be wowed by them. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really wowed when I did a bit of a back catalog through their albums, but it's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah,
a good, solid, fine band out of pretty much all of us. They're a nice, fine, a nice 7, 8-ish out of 10, maybe on a good day.
That's how I see it too. You'll never get angry at Volbeats.
Right, I'm completely unbothered by them at the very least.
By the way, what does the president of Denmark sound like, Crash, when he gives this address to people? Where did all my daily subscribers go? What do you mean they all?
Dude, you brought that on yourself.
You left the chat.
You brought that on yourself, dude.
I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. It was so good. Good suggestion for that one. I like that one. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to go over here. Keep the super chats coming. If you're just joining us, please hit the like button. It helps us a ton to get this notice. Let's see if you get these likes to 150. If you haven't liked this video already, that would help us out a ton. And stop. Ooh. We definitely haven't done this one. This is very topical. Poppy.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't participate because I haven't actually heard a lot of Poppy. I've been told I need to, though.
You son of a bitch.
Let's skip for now. If someone wants to do a super chat, we'll go into it later, but that's fine. We'll go into it. Okay, no problem. Again, we're trying to get the ones that we all know for the first round, guys, but keep the suggestions coming. And stop. I know we all know this one. Train.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Choo-choo.
Oh, okay. This is. They didn't specify. They just said train.
Train.
I gotta check my own chest real quick.
Okay.
No time frame. No, John.
Just train.
All right, let's do it.
Anyone have an opinion?
Yep.
Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna but I'm gonna be the one guy that's like a little but I'm gonna
Okay.
So yeah, unanimous.
Crash, it's your turn to go first. So
the new shit sucks. Pretty much everything past Calling All Angels can eat my ass. But I will say, Drops of Jupiter, Meet Virginia, those like first couple of albums, there's some surprise stuff in there. Like, I don't know, Pat Monahan isn't he wasn't at least a terrible vocalist. But yeah, I don't know, just one of those bands that got swallowed up by all of the worst trends in pop music, all of the worst habits they could possibly develop. They developed all of them and tried to invent new ones. So I'll be the only guy here who's probably going to give him a little bit of credit, but yeah, that's quickly buried underneath the years and years they've spent shitting on their legacy. So
I'll tap in there. I will agree with you there, Crash. I mean, I don't hate every Train song. It's easy for me to give a thumbs down, but that doesn't mean that, some of the early stuff like you mentioned. But I think the biggest thing with Train is that when they took that hiatus, between like the mid 2000s and then they came back with Save Me San Francisco, they decided big time right there that we want the outside co-writers, we want the top 40 hits, we need this, because at that point it turned into a vehicle for them to earn money instead of being more so about the music. So that's where everything changed.
They Maroon 5'd only with less dignity.
Yeah. And less fandom.
And less
less fandom too. So,
Okay, Mark, why don't you go about Train?
See, here's the thing. A lot of people already know how I feel about Train. If you saw my top 10 worst hit songs of 2010, because I
that was fun.
Hey Soul Sister. I hate that.
Same.
Does anybody like it?
Apparently so. It's become the staple of grocery stores everywhere. But here's the thing.
It's where songs go to die.
I stand up. I stand up for Drops of Jupiter. I genuinely think that's one of the best like adult alternative songs of the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. Same.
But
Same.
again,
Absolutely.
But here's the thing. I can't give them too much credit for that because every time you go listen to Train, you're basically like, oh, this would be if the Counting Crows was more marketable.
Yeah. You make a very good point.
And when you realize that the only reason that separates them from being that level of derivative is because Pat Monahan is insane.
Yes.
And you realize that all the tethers came off and the sound got less interesting, but his lyrics got what?
Yeah, well, his lyrics were always pretty wonky. Have you actually read Drops of Jupiter?
Yes.
It's pretty fun. That was always a factor, but without the good music to back it up, it was just...
Yeah. See, I'll wrap it up. I have Drops of Jupiter. I bought that back in the day. So not to say I was not really against Train by any means. I thought they were fine back in that 99 to 2001 time frame. But then I jumped off, and I never really got back into it. And when I started listening to more music, especially in the later age, I couldn't stand it. It was such a degradation in quality and songwriting. It wasn't even the flat line. The grocery store comment is so perfect because it's so meant to be this like monotone rhythm that has no inflection, just random like spoken word poetry almost by some hack writer who has no concept of what verbiage is, and it just doesn't work. That being said, they did one of the worst covers of The Doors' Light My Fire that I have ever heard in my entire life, and they deserve to die in the Coliseum just for that.
I'm with you on that, yeah.
How do we kill them?
A drive-by.
A drive-by.
A drive-by.
A drive-by
done by an actual soul system.
Like we tie him up and just stand the rest of the band there. He's just going to be confused and wait for a drive-by.
A drive-by from a train.
A drive-by so we can pile them into that hefty bag. Downward spiral. All of it goes viral.
Hey, I think that
it's a bad sign. I can quote that like verbatim.
Right. For a man who says he hates Train, you sure do have a lot of lyrics memorized, Mark.
But that's the thing with Train. Like I always say, that's one reason I'll stick up for Three Doors Down over Creed. Like boring doesn't bother me as much as intensely memorable awful does. Because I'll remember intensely memorable awful.
That's a great point.
I can live with boring. My mind can be occupied by something else. When it's truly bad, that's where I go into an awful place in my head. So
because that will stick around. That you'll remember all those lines for years to come. So in 2050, in the post-apocalyptic wasteland, as you look out on the rest of the skyline, you're like, geez, that Bruises song was about spousal abuse.
And there's President Monahan over there. Maybe we could ask him about it.
The nuclear irradiated landscape that is just an absolute barren waste of humanity and the failed experiment that is life does resemble a well-trimmed chest. Damn it, Pat! Damn it!
They'll all be untrimmed at that point. We won't have modern conveniences anymore.
That deserved applause. I did not know where you're going until you finally went to the very end. Well done.
I did my best. Okay.
Yes. So Train is dead. I don't hate
and a drive-by,
but they did not deserve to live after the length of the career. So good suggestion.
I'm a little surprised we haven't got that one before.
I am too, actually.
Yeah, same here.
Again, keep the suggestions coming. Please keep sharing out the link, guys. We are now over 300 people. Keep it up. We really appreciate it. It's been over 300 for a while. We're at 141 likes. Hit that like button if you haven't. It helps
hit that like button, guys.
Okay, we're going to go to the next one. And stop. Wow. This will get some conversation going. Okay, band versus band. Guns N' Roses versus Nirvana. This is total genre change, but the time is perfect. That is the time frame. Crash, you have to make one decision. You cannot make both.
Damn it. Oh.
Welcome to the jungle, my friends.
No joke. They are literally picking two bands that I grew up with. These were two of the bands that got me into music. So... no pressure here.
Which your children will you let live? And
Poor Crash.
I'm
He's having an aneurysm over there.
I get the thought process of it. This is a hard one, but this is a good suggestion. Yeah. Thank you for that one. I have an opinion. Who else needs more time?
I'm ready.
I'm good.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Ready? Crash.
I think I'm ready.
Okay, you sure?
I'm not sure, but we got to move on. We got to do it.
Okay.
1 hour later.
Okay. Okay. Well, Crash.
I'm here. Just go ahead.
Okay. I thought you were gonna go.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm getting visual aid.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Oh,
okay.
Boy. You just had that laying around.
Honest to God, I did. You'll see what happens. See what happens.
Man,
okay.
Now I have more apprehension for that. Okay. For the thumbs up for Guns N' Roses. 1, 2, 3. Whoa!
None of you. I mean, I know I didn't put my hand up either, but shame on some of you. One of you should have stood up for my precious Axl boy.
Guns N' Roses is dead.
That is not fair. I'm tempted to throw my thumb up.
You can't change, Crash.
I can't.
It's already done. We'll just make it clear
I
for
thought
everyone else.
one of you would have done it. Oh my God.
Nirvana's in my top 10 favorite bands.
Nirvana on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, now, but it's like, my soul hurts.
Okay, John.
My soul hurts.
We'll get Crash. We'll give you a minute. John, let's have you go first. Why does Nirvana get the thumbs up?
I'm like Crash in the sense that I did grow up with both of those bands from, probably around like 12, 13, and Nirvana's music just always spoke to me on like a different level. They are probably one of the biggest reasons why I fell in love with like alternative rock music. So always owe a ton to them. I love the writing style, the music, everything like that. Out of the grunge bands even, there were always like, I feel a little transcendent beyond that label, especially with some of the extra stuff they did, some of the B-sides. I even made a reference to the aneurysm, that song, when I said the Crash was having an aneurysm. I love Nirvana. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Fair enough. Good retort. Good with everything. Mark, why does Nirvana get the thumbs up?
Overall consistency. You look at discographies overall, I have to give points to Nirvana for as short as that time period was, and for as effective as it was in that time period. It beats a lot of what happened with Guns N' Roses. Let's be honest, Nirvana does not have a Chinese democracy.
They don't. They truly don't.
And with that in mind, I'm forced to go back to 1992, the VMAs, and the confrontation between Axl Rose and Kurt Cobain.
Yep.
Nirvana came out ahead there.
I mean, yeah. I hate to admit it, that might have edged my decision here as well.
Wow.
As big as I am. But Luke, you go ahead.
Okay, so for me, it kind of goes on with what Mark said. I mean, you look back at discography, Nirvana's is way more consistent within albums and across albums, as opposed to Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses started off so strong with Appetite for Destruction. However, it was very hit and miss after that, after every album, regardless of whether it was Use Your Illusions or the Spaghetti Incident. It doesn't really matter because it just was not nearly as strong. Also, Chinese Democracy, I did a whole video on that. I don't want to get into it. Finally, I got to see Guns N' Roses live last month, or in September. Axl Rose sounds like hot garbage. It sounds like he just discovered what Marlboros, unfiltered Marlboros were, smoked 30 of them in 5 minutes, and then took the stage. That's how bad he sounds.
Oh, I promise you that's not true. He's known about those for a long time.
Well, fair enough. So Nirvana, I mean, Nevermind's one of my favorites. Breed is one of my favorite songs ever of any band.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it at that. Crash, you've had more than enough time. What's the deal here?
Okay, do you guys want to lose a lot of respect for me?
Absolutely.
Yes, of course.
Sure.
Any chance I can
both.
get?
Oh.
I got both of them.
They were just right there.
It's bad enough. Yeah, no, they were literally within an arm's reach of me and these, and I have both of them because
Pops over there. That's not so bad. Mark has a Pokeball.
Yeah, I was about to say, why is Mark holding Voltorb?
God damn you.
I got it.
Yeah, that's not a Pokeball.
I said Voltorb before you corrected me, so it counts.
Well, here's the thing. Voltorb never caused a riot in Toronto, so
that's not true.
You don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Touche. Some Pokemon Go players, I get that.
Exactly. When Drake came to town, Voltorb was.
There's a sonic boom that be needed.
Well, Okay.
Yeah,
Anything
but
else
I
you
mean,
wanna address?
a lot of you guys covered a lot of my main points. Nirvana did have the more consistent career. It was short, but my God, was it sweet. Guns N' Roses, as great. I'll sum up. I can sum it up like this: Guns N' Roses were probably one of the best things inside their respective genre, inside their little bubble. They were like one of the best things that could have come out of that, late 80s hair metal-ish kind of vibe. That was like
end of the decade with disease.
Yes, they were the best possible product of a sort of area. Nirvana invented their own area. Nirvana transcended all of that and created, flat out blazed a new trail that we're still walking to this day. So
yeah. Even Bleach is kind of uncredited as far as
it doesn't get the love. It doesn't get the love it deserves.
Bleach is a fucking great album.
It is. I love Bleach, man.
Okay.
Oh.
So that being said, that was a great discussion. How does Guns N' Roses die in the Coliseum? There's a lot of ways, and Axl has survived a lot already, so we have to think of something extra tough.
I mean, what can we do to them they haven't already done to themselves?
Keep in mind, we have to kill off Slash too, and we all love Slash, but he has to die.
I'm envisioning a Jumanji situation where they get sent to the jungle, except they can never find their way out of the game. Welcome to the jungle forever.
They all have to work together, and Axl keeps messing it up really badly, and that's how they die.
See, that's
Axl has to be Jack Black from the movie.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's very fitting. Great suggestion, great discussion. That was a great one, guys. We're at 3:15, something like that right now for live.
Nice.
Keep hitting the like button.
And over 150 likes.
I love it so much. Thank you, guys. This is great. I think everyone can hear us still pretty well. I see the suggestions are still flying. All right. No, keep this super chats coming too. We'll get to those randomly at the second half. Let's go over here and stop. Okay. I don't know if we've done this one or not. However, I think it's worth talking about. I think we might have done this either on a super chat, again, like Volbeat was. Incubus.
We've done Incubus.
We have. I was about to say,
we've done them in like a
Mark.
band versus band kind of situation.
Do a quick thumbs up or thumbs down, and we won't discuss.
Super quick.
Real quick.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3-1. Okay.
Oh,
yeah. I think I remember Mark's take on this.
Mark, give your really quick thoughts on why.
I don't. To me, they've never really had much of a personality. They're kind of wussy. They never really brought the sort of. I've never thought the writing was that good, and they've really dropped off in quality over the course of their career.
I'll give you that.
I'll
give you that for sure.
Points outshine their weakest, in my opinion. Going back to science, even before like Make Yourself to Science, all those 90s to like the end of 90s age, even like the 2000 age, that outshines some of the weaker stuff that we've gotten recently.
Since Light Grenades, though, it's been a mess.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Even their best is watered down. So, anything else?
Yeah.
No,
good for me.
Incubus lives, so hope they get something going because they're supposed to have a new album come out next year.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Really?
What I hear.
Didn't they just drop an EP?
They've been touring all year this year. They're coming to St. Louis sooner or later. I don't remember, but I saw them this year.
Are they selling out that tour? Like, is there enough of an audience left?
It's a theater tour, so like they're actually getting good numbers at their tours.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't surprise me. The nostalgia acts a little bit.
They're nostalgia act. Yeah. There's people got enough.
Yeah. They were at Welcome
warm,
to Rockville
fuzzy memories.
They played before Tool at Welcome to Rockville, and there was a lot of people there for Incubus before they went to see Tool. But still,
really?
Yes.
Well, good for them. I like Incubus.
No one else was playing during Incubus. It was the second to last band to play that night. So take that for what it's worth. But a lot of people loved it, and I even admit they did sound pretty good. So
someone said they're playing Make Yourself in its entirety. So
I'd be down for that.
That'd be what
Me
I'd
too.
be down for. Okay, great suggestion. Okay, go over here and stop. Band versus band. Aerosmith versus AC/DC.
Ooh.
No, that's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to say it's easy, but
yeah, it's not easy for me. I'm a little torn myself.
They didn't specify any eras or anything.
No, just overall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got an answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for AC/DC, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And Aerosmith.
I'm very close, but I don't think I will.
I
don't think I
I'm
will.
very on the verge of that. Aerosmith, 1, 2, 3. I'll start with this one. Mark.
I know. I get it, Mark. I get it.
I'll start
I get
with this
it.
one because Mark started with Incubus. If this was a time generation thing, anything after 1993, I would have said a big fat no to Aerosmith. Good, sweet mercy. Have they pumped out some junk? Before then, thought they were great. Even stuff after, Toys in the Attic. There are good albums, and that really stands the test of time. AC/DC has classic songs that I love. They have songs. I feel like full albums from AC/DC never really hit me that hard. I'm always that's like a greatest hits type album.
Totally agree.
So, and
totally
on top
agree.
of that, Play Ball. I keep hearing Brian Johnson might be coming back.
Yeah, he is coming back.
Okay,
actually,
so
they confirmed that.
Okay,
they confirmed that. Yes, new album tour with Brian
It's just
Johnson.
not the same. It's just not the same.
And that's what I'm
anymore.
worried about too. So we'll see how it gets there. But anyway, that's just my brief thoughts. Crash. Why does Aerosmith get the thumbs up?
See, it's like, again, when it comes to these bands, specifying an era would have been so helpful because, again, these are bands that have had very tumultuous sort of periods. If he had said like Bon Scott AC/DC or something like that, my thumb would have shot straight up. And even though I don't dislike the Brian Johnson era either, I mean, God, Back in Black, Razor's Edge, lots of good stuff there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Ace, you could argue, particularly in the Brian Johnson era, you could argue that AC/DC just has one goddamn trick that they just keep doing over and over and over again. It's like a damn good trick. It is a good trick.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't 100% even agree with that, but I can sort of see that. Whereas Aerosmith, it's been rocky too, but at least it's also been more interesting. Even when Aerosmith puts out failures, they're interesting failures. When they're successes, they're still really good. AC/DC, what were their last few albums? Black Ice,
Play Ball. They're boring.
Play Ball. Yeah, bad AC/DC is just boring and forgettable usually. Bad Aerosmith, I mean, just push play will give you something to talk about.
So will Music from Another Dimension.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it'll give you something to talk about, saying no, 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 over and over.
But at least in an entertaining way, I feel like.
Yeah.
John, go ahead.
Like I was saying there, it's at least kind of entertaining when I listen to bad Aerosmith. I listened to Music from Another Dimension not too long ago, I think in preparation for a video. And with AC/DC, it just bores me to tears sometimes. They're one of those bands where I cannot sit down and listen to a ton of their material all at once. They are kind of the one-trick pony that you talked about. But for me, that's more of a problem than I think it is for some of you guys. They have a couple of albums that I really do dig overall. And I just feel that they kind of lose the shine after you sit down and listen to 10 AC/DC songs in a row on shuffle, and I couldn't be bothered to continue on past there. And Aerosmith, I absolutely would.
Okay, fair enough. And Mark, why does AC/DC get the thumbs up?
Well, I think it's analogous to some of the things I brought up before. The highlights of both extend either way. Again, I agree with all of you. AC/DC, especially post Bon Scott, it is really one song. I can admit that. It's a really damn good song.
It is.
It's
a good trick. It is.
It is. It's the best damn
live,
song.
And they're really good live.
Yes, I'll vouch for that big time.
So, but at the same time, as much as I will stick up for parts of Aerosmith's back catalog, I went back and did a deep dive across some certain long stretches of their history, and let's be real, it's long stretches.
Yeah, it can.
80s Aerosmith.
80s Aerosmith. Yeah, I was just about to say 80s Aerosmith. There it is.
Late 90s Aerosmith.
Yeah, that's the one that gives me the cringe.
And
I'm a little more forgiving.
I think early 90s.
I get it. I get where that comes from.
Got clean and stopped being good. Let's get real.
Yeah, real talk.
And I maybe I've had the mistake of actually hearing Steven Tyler do his country stuff.
Honking.
That I don't know.
Okay, honking on
you
Bobo.
understand where but here's the thing. I'm not even I'm gonna separate that from where Aerosmith is. I'll separate that from Aerosmith entirely. When I went back to a lot of the cock rock stylings that Aerosmith had, it's a similar brand of trashy as AC/DC, but AC/DC can be bottled up a little bit better. You can confine AC/DC to its niche, whereas with Aerosmith, it was messier, and when they tried to come things around and become a lot more clean, No. It felt like it felt so fabricated, and that pissed me the hell off.
Yeah, it is weird with Aerosmith that if you were to compile like a best of album, it's got to contain both Dream On and like
like a
fucking Jaded and shit. Like
Walk This Way.
Walk This Way.
Yeah. Say there's eclectic and then there's just weird.
Yeah,
so I would argue that Aerosmith probably verges a little more weird than they do.
This was a hard decision, to be fair, and I
this was a good one.
How does AC/DC die in the Coliseum?
Oh, that's right.
Gosh,
they're thunderstruck.
Yeah.
Thunderstruck.
Instant, quick,
they get thunderstruck.
They're thunderstruck on the highway to hell.
It's quick. It's appropriate.
Because the money stopped talking.
There you go.
I thought John was the pun guy. Mark's knocking him out of the park today now.
Hey, you know what? I wanted to let Mark's got to have.
Yeah, we got to step up our game, Luke. Holy shit,
I'm
falling behind.
I'm going to come in last place on that contest. Sheesh. Okay, thank you guys so much for keeping this up. We still have over 300 people watching right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't hit the like button already, hit the like button so that way we can get this to more people. YouTube will push it. Let's get the next one and stop. Okay. If we have not done this one, if we've done this one, tell me, because I don't want to do it. Black Veil Brides.
I think we have done.
Yeah,
this.
we have done that.
We
definitely have.
Okay, thank God. Okay.
Yeah, no, same here. Yeah.
Okay, and
they kind of suck. I'll say that now.
Yeah, they suck. They suck.
over.
Big suck.
It's all gimmick. It's all gimmick for the.
It's a show.
Gimmick. Yeah. Okay.
And Andy Biersack's not as good of a singer as he looks.
You mean Andy Black?
Andy Black. And stop. Okay. That, I at least respect. I don't think we've done this one. I respect it as a choice. Third Eye Blind.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we've done that one. I'm pretty sure I would have remembered this.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think we've done. I'm pretty sure we haven't done this one.
Okay. Everyone have an opinion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I do too. Okay. Third Eye Blind. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I knew this was. Yeah. Oh, we're split.
We're split.
Oh,
wow,
interesting.
Really?
We're split.
Okay.
See, I'm the wild card here. I already.
Crash, you
wild
go
card.
ahead because it's your turn to go first. So why does Third
Okay,
Eye Blind
have you people heard Out of the Vein?
Right?
Yes.
Out of the Vein.
Right?
So good. It's so,
almost worth a thumbs up alone for that.
I know, right? That album is just so one of the underrated albums of the 2000s. That record got completely ignored because everybody thought Third Eye Blind. Okay, whatever. Never Let You Go.
That was after Blue.
We're done.
That was after Blue.
Yeah, that was after Blue.
That's
that was their third album.
Yeah.
So, but Out of the Vein was good, and I still got a lot of love for their first album, as pop trashy as it is. But Third Eye Blind is such an interesting experiment because they are like power pop. They are sugary in the music, in the tonality of the music. It is very bright and very peppy, but the lyrics are fucked up.
I knew that too. I had the first album back in the day too. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that juxtaposition has always been interesting to me. And like I say, the music places, when it shines, it really fucking shines. People, just do me a favor and dig up Out of the Vein. Even if you end up hating it, it'll be worth the ride because, oh my God.
Okay. John, why do they get the thumbs up?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Crash on the fact that I pretty much really dig everything up through Out of the Vein. I have not heard their newest album yet, although I believe I'm going to be covering that. I think that won my Patreon poll for the albums from last month, so I will be hearing it. But even from Blue, Slow Motion's one of my favorite songs of all time, if I'm being honest. I fucking love that song so much. I don't necessarily have like a ton of full-length albums that I like consistently come back to or anything, but they've got enough songs packed in there. And yes, what is it, Major Ursa and like all the Ursa Minor and all that stuff. Don't care about that really at all. But the early stuff is strong enough still for me to give a thumbs up.
Bam.
Mark, why do they get the thumbs down?
Because everything I've heard behind the band about them behind the scenes is that their frontman's a massive piece of shit.
Oh yeah, I've heard. To be fair, I've heard that too.
That he's gone into studios and basically says, "I'm going to pay you 1/10 of what you're asking for, and to actually record here, and basically behaves like a total jackass in recording sessions. And you know what? While we're on the topic of juxtapositions between like the sugary sweet stuff and the really dark lyrics, I mean, I don't mind that in principle, but around that same time, we also had Fountains of Wayne that frankly did that way better.
Touche. That is a good touche. I will certainly give you that.
And especially when you see the fall off for me with Third Eye Blind. Like, they started off strong, but if you heard this stuff recently, it ain't good.
I've heard bad things about
great.
the new album.
The glory days are definitely gone. Even I'll admit that. But, yeah.
See, for me, it's two-part for me because I had that first album growing up as young. Like, we were all young back then. I loved it. I remember hearing that first song of that album. I can't even, it escapes my name. Losing a Whole Year. There, I finally just popped in. There was so much good stuff past Semi-Charmed Life that opened my eyes and like made me realize, hey, there's more songs than just a single on an album. Blue came a few years later, and I could not have cared less. No Need for Melatonin. I have this album from Third Eye Blind. And that was a jumping off point for me. I didn't hear anything from Out of the Vein or past albums for years later. I still haven't heard the album in full. Yeah. I'm not going to say I have. And all the new stuff I've heard, like when I do like sample anything, it's just nothing. It is vapid and just empty. And the final thing I want to say, it's kind of like with Three Doors Down. I've seen Third Eye Blind live in their later years.
Oh dear! I couldn't imagine that's for
dear. The band he had. What's the guy's name?
Whatever's left of his band.
I was about to say, is anybody still in it?
Probably just him and a bunch of hired hands.
Whoever Steven's behind the man, just is like the most statue robotic. Stay there, play like kind of like a bar band for like anyone else. Just like.
Yeah,
I think the drummer's the only other original member left.
Is that it? I mean, literally nothing. It's just such a like. It's like the performance you walk past like on a busy Saturday night at like a busy street downtown. It's like, oh yeah, there's a band playing, just collecting tips in a hat. That's what it reminded me of. It was just awful. That's
a shame.
So
interesting.
They're a band that has one of the weirdest sweet spots in history. Their first album and their third album. Yes. Everything else is like, okay, whatever. But man,
I haven't heard all the third, so.
Give
I
that
do
third
think that
album
their
a try.
sweet spot and how much it's appreciated might be generational.
Possibly.
Like, I think Gen X probably digs it a lot more than this millennials.
They are a 90s band. That's nailed on the head. Yeah, totally.
Very much so.
Third Eye Blind lives, but they have to be smacked around a little bit. So how do they get smacked around from the Coliseum?
God, from what it sounds like, Life is doing a perfectly good job smacking Steven around.
Steven has to look in the mirror for a good hour every morning.
He has to take the sunglasses off when he does it.
See? Yeah.
Man, well said. Like, look at yourself. You had it.
And then he has to watch the movie Jumper with Hayden Christensen in it.
Oh, no! Why, Mark?
Why? We're not killing them.
Because you've all heard Jumper, haven't you?
Around.
Yes. Yeah, he was smacked around, not dead.
Not dead. Too far. Man, talk about
somebody gave me that for my 17th birthday on DVD, and I'll never forget them.
Even worse, he has to play the video game.
Oh!
Did you guys even know that existed? Yes, there's a Jumper video game. It's terrible.
What?
Does Hayden do the voiceover work for it?
No, he doesn't. They didn't even get that in.
Whatever. Okay. That was an interesting one, at least to talk about. So Third Eye Blind just does barely skid by. Thank you guys again for tuning in. We still have over 300 people tuned in. Keep I can't even talk anymore. I keep thinking about Jumper now. I haven't thought about that movie in
I got a DVD if you want to borrow it.
No, I don't. No one does. Oh, there's a Blockbuster probably like a couple cities away filled with Jumper DVD shell cases that just left there. It's like, just burn it down with the rest of the building. Oh. All right, let's go back over here. And stop. Okay, you know what? That's a great one. This is a time frame one. Coldplay post Viva La Vida.
Okay.
So 2009 and onward, because Viva La Vida was 2008.
Okay.
Okay, I have an answer. Anyone else?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Coldplay Viva La Vida post 2008. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I'm not alone. That was my only thing. I'm not alone. I don't. Okay.
We're split again. Okay, fair enough. I figured we get some discussion on this one. Whose turn
for
is it to go
sure.
first? I completely forgot. John, I know you're the big Coldplay fan. Let's start with
Yeah, I love Coldplay.
Okay.
Like, I'm not. It's shameless plug. My video dropping after this tonight is on Coldplay.
What a
It's an I got it.
coincidence.
It's an I got it wrong from Milo Xyloto from 2011, and that's a record that I've, not to spoil everything, but I've really come around on in a lot of ways. Yeah, I don't think Coldplay have an even remotely bad album. I love all of their albums for different reasons. Milo is a very poppy album. Ghost Stories is a fantastic, heartfelt breakup album, and A Head Full of Dreams is just happy-inducing. It's hard to dislike, really. It's a good feeling anytime I'm listening to Coldplay, and I could not be more excited for Everyday Life.
Okay, fair enough. Mark, why do they get the thumbs down?
The drop off in quality. I'm sorry, John. I cannot agree with you here. The drop off in quality from like Parachutes, A Rush of Blood to the Head, X and Y, Viva La Vida to the stuff they put out in the 2010s. The drop off for me is so steep. It is legitimately a little jarring. And this is coming from somebody who has put Coldplay on his year-end best list when it comes to singles. The Hymn for the Weekend song. I really like that song. The one they did with Beyonce. I think there is something to the pop pivot that works, and Coldplay is still great live, but I have to consider the drop-off in quality, and I have to consider the fact that I just don't think they've got great taste with electronics, even if they have Brian Eno behind them. It just does not click, and I think a lot of their guest stars are a very mixed bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair points. I'll go next, just around the horn. See, I totally agree with the drop-off in quality after Viva La Vida. I was not a fan of Milo Xyloto at all, but however, I really did enjoy Ghost Stories just fine, and Head Full of Dreams I thought was fine. So is it a shell of what Viva La Vida and A Rush of Blood to the Head, two of my favorite albums ever were? No. I still don't feel they're bad by any means, and that's where I'm at on that, so that's why I'm still on the plus. I may not be as strong of a thumbs up, but I still stand by. I thought Ghost Stories was actually pretty interesting, and I enjoyed it, and A Head Full of Dreams, fine. That's all I'm going to leave it at. I mean, I wish Chris Martin would get that inspiration for the music writing itself, for the actual melody and creation of full albums that he had back in the 2000s. I don't know if that'll ever happen. Maybe, who was he married to? Pepper Potts?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Maybe
Gwyneth Paltrow, yeah.
Completely destroyed his brain after that happened, and he just can't
I
do
believe it.
anymore.
I believe
But
that,
You know
yeah.
what? I still say, yeah, it's not worth a thumbs down for me. So I say thumbs up on that. That's why. And Crash, why did they get the thumbs down?
See, again, this is one of those things where it's barely a thumbs down. Like, it's even Coldplay at their worst have still done so much better than many other bands will ever do. But I'm like with you guys, the drop off in the 2010s was so noticeable. It's the whole thing of we're coming off of a 4-album streak of some of the best albums of that fucking era. Like, oh my god, their first 4 albums are some of the best albums of that decade, period. To come off of that, it's like, okay, it's like, how do you even follow up with that? But like, at the same time, I'm sorry, Milo Xyloto just bored me. Ghost Stories bored me to tears. I'm sorry, it just did nothing for. I almost reviewed it way back in the day, and I didn't specifically because it didn't give me anything to talk about. I don't know.
You got to go through a breakup, Crash, to get it.
Well, okay, maybe that's. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I ain't had that drama here recently. So
Crash,
okay,
we're gonna
maybe
hook you up
that's.
with Gwyneth Paltrow. And then you're gonna
No!
And then you can get some of her magical healing crystals, and then you can go through the breakup.
I don't want the goop.
Jade vagina egg.
I don't want the goop. Don't give me the goop. I ain't here for the goop.
Poor Chris probably had to listen to all of us.
and y'all giving me the goop.
I'm pretty sure Gwyneth Paltrow is vegetarian too, so at least you have something going for you for that.
Hey!
Don't even.
You can be her new test dummy for all of her new products for her shopping channel.
Oh man. Okay, Crash, we're gonna give you a makeover to see if this product line will work now.
Don't worry, we
prepare
have
to
the
be-
obsidian butt plug.
Oh!
Prepare to have your butt cleansed.
How did we go from Coldplay to this? Oh!
Don't worry, it's a porous material.
Y'all don't pay me enough for
organic
this
and
shit.
vegan.
Does anybody agree that Viva La Vida is their best album, though?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was a holdout because I love the Rush of the Bloodhead so much.
Yeah.
But I listened to Viva La Vida so much for that summer it came out like every day all the way through.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites ever of any genre.
Yeah, same. And I know Mark and I agree on our favorite song from Coldplay, Violet Hill.
Violet Hill.
Yeah, see.
Great.
Slaps. It slaps.
So great suggestion, great discussion on that. So we were split. So I guess post 2009 Coldplay albums have to be smacked around a bit, and I say that as we need to get Chris Martin slapped around, set him up with another woman, and really get him back on track.
Scarlett Johansson. She's kind of crazy now, right?
And
there
also
we go.
in the Marvel Universe.
How about this?
That's
they
true.
get dropped from Warner Music Group so that Warner Music Group can take down the freaking copyright block on my video of A Head Full of
They're
Dreams.
still doing that too, if I'm correct. On Coldplay
I know.
stuff, just Coldplay stuff.
Yep.
They're treating that like it's like some sacred child that cannot be looked upon.
All of my Slipknot videos are getting hit hard, and it's pissing me off.
My Slipknot stuff wasn't touched, but my Coldplay stuff was always touched back in the day. Back when I was
It's Warner.
on YouTube.
It's Warner.
I know it is. Yeah, it's also
it's Warner.
It's also UK Warner too. It's not even American.
Manual claims, too, from
I know, yep.
YouTube, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We got
Ain't it fun?
We'll make it one more, and then we'll go into a brief halftime before we get to all as many super chats as we can. Let's get a good one for all you that came here. And stop. That is an interesting one also. And I know we've not done that one. And it does count. Sheryl Crow.
I wouldn't have an answer for this one, to be honest.
Okay, if you don't have enough,
I don't know if I'd have a solid enough answer.
Okay.
I do.
I do too. Yeah. Okay, so let's do really quick, Mark and I. 1, 2, 3. It's like, I'm just so like, it's just like nothing interesting. That's my whole thing.
She had such a good run in the 90s, and then the fall off just really hurt.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, you know what? I'll say it. I don't mind Picture with Kid Rock and her. I don't think it's a bad song. I think it flows pretty well. I think it kills at karaoke. It's a great duet in terms of that vibe. Like, I can't get angry at her. And plus, she actually was featured on the newest High Woman album, and she sounded great.
Oh. Okay. Good for her.
My thing is just, as a songwriter, she did nothing for me. Not one little bit.
Now, granted, she also covered The First Cut Is the Deepest, and that's a bad cover. It's a bad cover.
I remember her cover of it, yeah. I just never thought she did anything for me. Just as a songwriter, as a guitarist, it was just like, okay. Just everything was just so lukewarm and nothing special. So.
I put her in the same category as Jewel, I gotta be honest. Except a little bit better.
Yeah, I'd say she's better than Jewel.
I agree.
A
little real.
Well, Jewel had a bigger drop off too, because Jewel
was
everything that year. Then a little bit of training, and then off the face of the earth, and we still don't know where she is. She's still.
I think she's on the Hallmark Channel. Actually, I think she's doing. Yeah, she's doing like acting gigs here and there.
Yeah, she did a lot. She's done a lot of acting.
They do every year.
Yeah,
over there with Aunt Becky.
Like yeah.
All right.
Okay,
let's do halftime now. We had a lot of good bands discussion for this. So thank you guys. If you guys need a little break, like if you do need anything, we'll do it right now. Just 2 minutes. Thank you guys again for joining right now. Hit the like button if you haven't. That helps to push this out on the algorithm.
I'll be right back. I gotta go grab a drink.
You got go for it. This is a good time for it. We were having a little brief discussion before we get all the super chats and I start loading this up. Crash, John, Mark, and I were talking about a non-rock artist and how she's making a comeback, Meghan Trainor. And she's making a comeback. And I'm so glad I don't even have to cover that. I'm just so glad. How do you guys feel about it?
Well, we'll see if the comeback actually happens because, you know, she's too busy treating herself.
Yeah. For
We're
real.
talking about Meghan Trainor, Mark.
For some godforsaken reason, yes.
Mark's like, why are we getting back into this?
Well, here's the thing. You know who else is dropping in the January of 2020? Like
Halsey.
Well, Halsey. Also Kesha.
Yeah. Why is everybody doing the Dead Zone thing?
I'm fine with Kesha. Fine.
See, here's the thing. Kesha delayed her album, which to me is a little worrisome.
Yeah.
It's a little worrisome. At the same time, if she's thinking that she won't have any competition in January 2020, she's not wrong, but she'll steamroll everyone else there. But at the same time, I I'm worried.
January films that get released in January. January is usually kind of a dumping ground.
That's when all the shit horror movies come out.
Kinda, not always, but like
not always.
I would
but
argue
Maybe they're
this.
looking to like fill up January like nobody else has anything else. There's no competition. Why not?
I will argue this though.
Go.
Poppy and Ozzy Osbourne have albums coming out in January.
Yeah, Poppy's is like the same day as Kesha's, I believe.
Yeah.
The 10th, I think, or the 17th.
Juxtaposition. Poppy,
yeah, no
Kesha,
shit.
Dang.
Okay, can we talk about Poppy real quick? Because we didn't get to give the thumbs up or thumbs down, because I am a roaring
We'll start this really quick. Poppy, 1, 2, 3. Big.
Hell yeah.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The new music slaps so hard.
Check out the song Concrete if you haven't heard it, guys. Concrete is so great.
I disagree.
I have heard some of the new stuff, and it's like, wow, this is like actually my jurisdiction. What the hell?
Well, here's the thing, Crash. Have you heard the stuff that she did with Fever 333?
Yes,
Scary Mask.
and that was
Scary
really
Mask is
good.
incredible.
Yeah, that was really crazy good. So like, the fuck? Like her like original like handful of albums. She has like 3 albums out now.
Two,
albums,
and
yes.
then EPs too.
Like,
this is supposed to be.
yeah, they aren't like that, right?
No, not
This level. She's
fully.
amplified this gimmick 1,000-fold. So
Okay.
Yeah. She started
Her first album-
experimenting
her first
on
album was
Am I
very
a Girl.
synth pop, which I really like. Like it was a
Yeah,
really
me
good
too.
synth. I didn't love her second album. I thought it was a little all over the place, didn't flow as well. But she had songs with Grimes that were really good.
Yes.
She got like really metal, and I liked that. Like I like
Play Destroy's great.
she's embraced the harder stuff completely and found a way to work it on her own. So
Yeah,
definitely check
the
it out.
commentary in the songs. I like the lyrics in the songs a lot too. Honestly,
It's
They-
great. So
hit and miss for me, but I see where they're going.
yeah, she's growing. She's branching out, and it's working.
Gretchen and I were so heartbroken because she was supposed to perform at Aftershock, but she couldn't make it because of the LA fires. Like, climbing up.
Yikes.
And from whatever, from everything people keep telling me, she's amazing live.
Yeah,
heard
she's
that.
playing with Bring Me the Horizon right now.
Yeah,
so
she's touring with them.
no
So.
That's actually a pretty good tour. I would see
she's
this tour.
going
I would totally see that. I would
And
love
she's
to
going
see
on a
it.
headline tour next year. And
I will be going.
But I would go if I could. So, all right.
Yeah, wow.
Let's jump into the super chats. Thank you, everyone. If you still want to get a super chat in, you can. We're reading these randomly, so that way everyone that had a chance to begin at the beginning won't have favoritism. Again, the more you have, the more super chats you make, the more odds you'll get yours read. But we're gonna go through as many as these are possible. Are you gentlemen ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Let's roll.
there's a mixed bag on a lot of these. Okay. From Goku-san DBZ, who is worse, Fred Durst or Ivan Moody? So, okay, we'll do it regular, not the who is worse. Fred Durst versus Ivan Moody.
Like musically or like
It just says that, sir.
just-
I don't even
that's all
know.
it says?
I don't know how else to break down that.
I don't know if I have an answer for that.
I do.
I do too. If we,
guess I do.
My logic is music ability because that's
Music
what we base
ability,
it-
okay.
the actual music, not even ability, just the music itself, and you can.
we're not getting like the personal life shit into
Well,
it.
you can
here.
include
Okay.
that too, yes, but you have to
okay.
involve the music.
The
also.
personal only amplifies and solidifies my
Exactly.
decision.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
this is hard. Okay, everyone got an answer?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. For Fred Durst, 1, 2, 3.
None of you? None of you. None of you. None of you.
Whoa!
No, over Ivan. Okay. All right, fine.
Come on.
So Crash is the only one. Was that
I'll
a
fight
thumbs
this
up?
battle on my own.
Okay,
I don't
so
care.
for Ivan Moody, 1, 2, 3.
Why am I doing this?
John, you have to vote. Okay. All right, Crash. Why did you give Fred Durst the thumbs up?
At least for as stupid as Fred Durst is, for as untalented as Fred Durst is, at least Fred Durst cares. Fred Durst will get on that stage and give you a show. Fred Durst will go in there and give you a hell of a show sometimes. Like, I mean,
What a sales
The dude-
pitch for Fred Durst.
I know, right? I mean, I should goddamn.
I mean,
Right,
have you
but-
heard his collaboration with Aaron Lewis on?
Guys, it gives me no fucking joy to have to give a thumbs up to Fred Durst here, but I mean, compared to, especially Ivan Moody lately, those last couple of albums, those last couple of tours where the motherfucker shows up drunk and makes excuses to go off stage and like actually, honest to God, just does not show up for appearances where he says he's going to show up. You know what? Fred Durst may be a lot of things, but at least he'll show up. For Durst gets points for showing up. Moody has just been such a lazy prick. There's such just I don't want to make this into a full-blown rant, but for work ethic, I'll give it to Durst for the work ethic.
For the work ethic.
Putting in the hard hours for Fred Durst. Okay.
Yeah, have you seen his recent film he directed with John
I heard
Travolta?
it's a dog. I heard it's a dog.
Saw that, so why would you even ask?
But again, I mean, that's another thing. Like, he's ambitious. He'll go out and do stuff like that. It's a thing. It's a thing. Ivan Moody will get drunk and probably shout racial epithets at you for showing. What's that?
Has he said racist stuff?
I've never heard about that.
Okay, I think I might be exaggerating.
Okay, because I know he said awful stuff. I didn't hear racist.
He said awful. He has said awful stuff. I apologize.
Okay, fair enough. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't know. Yeah. Okay. John, why does Ivan Moody get the thumbs up?
I hate the way that... Can you rephrase the question?
Why? Okay. Why does Ivan Moody get a slight favor over Fred Durst on the bottom of the pile? There.
I think I like Ivan more as a vocalist, and this is gonna sound weird, but back in the day, he was in another band called Motigrator.
Yes, that's right.
That I actually didn't necessarily hate everything. They had a couple of nostalgic songs for me back then. They had a couple of soundtrack appearances on like NASCAR games and stuff. So I don't when he's performing at his best. I think he's more enjoyable than anything I've ever heard Fred Durst do, and Fred would absolutely be nothing without Limp Bizkit, the band backing him, and I've heard Ivan Moody in other settings, so that's why Ivan gets the thumbs up for me.
Okay. Mark.
Touche.
Mark.
I've heard Fred Durst rap.
Yeah.
I've heard him rap. I remember, most people don't remember the late 90s when he was beefing with Eminem.
Oh,
I remember
he was beefing with a lot of people. He beefed with a lot of people. I've heard Eminem's diss tracks against Fred Durst, and they're great.
I'll bet.
I also remember things like Fred Durst covering Faith. I also remember things like when Fred Durst teamed up with Korn for All the Family.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, when you set the bar there, like, as bad as Ivan Moody is, he ain't that bad.
Right.
I iterate the points that John and Mark have made, and I also would like to say, with Ivan Moody, his vocal ability is strong, even though he refuses to show it off anymore. It's an attitude thing, not an ability thing. I feel that Fred Durst does not have the ability.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it, Luke.
So it is really an ability versus attitude.
It really is, and you're not going to hear me defend the last few albums for Five Finger Death Punch. At best, they're a 5 out of 10. At best. However,
that's generous. That is generous.
Fair enough, but I will say one positive thing. Moody's been sober for like a year and a half now, and we haven't heard.
Yeah, he has.
So Fred Durst is. The last thing they did with Limp Bizkit was they headlined Rock Allegiance when Avenged Sevenfold canceled, and they decided not to have a fill, so they just let Limp Bizkit close it out, and it was a train wreck.
Just let them close it. Yeah, that'll shut down the park.
They decided not to have that festival this year, and they're going to come back next year for it. So that's it. So how does Fred Durst die in the Coliseum? No, he has to watch his own movie over and over again.
Yeah, on the outside looking in.
He re-signs to Cash Money.
Yes, they were. Oh, do you remember that song "Ready to Go" with Lil Wayne?
Yeah, man, Cash Money. And
it starts with "Go fuck yourself."
Not only do they sign with Cash Money, they have to the Verdict Part 2, or whatever that album was called, The Truth, whatever that one was called.
I'm drawing
the EP.
Are we waiting on Stampede of the Elephants or whatever?
We're still waiting on Disco Elephants.
I promise Disco Elephants are coming. 2025 isn't that far away.
It's not. I can wait. I can wait.
You're going to have to.
I can too.
You're going to have to, yeah.
Okay, we're going to do these a little bit quicker just because that was a discussion for us, though. We had to really...
We want to get to as many as possible, though, guys. We'll get to as many as we can.
All right, from Brandon Barenfeld, My Chemical Romance versus At the Drive-In. Apples and oranges.
That's a really tough. That's out of left field versus right field there.
Yeah, that's
two different sports.
Yeah,
this is
a touchdown and a home run.
not exactly the fairest.
It's not. I have an answer, but that's a rough one.
So do I.
People are gonna know where I'm swinging here, but let's do it.
Okay, all right. For My Chemical Romance, 1, 2, 3. Okay, At the Drive-In, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
That's what I expected. Yeah.
We'll do this quick. I feel that At the Drive-In was unbridled creativity, and I feel like they did so many things that no one could even come close in the ballpark to. That's the only reason why I would put them a slight edge over My Chemical Romance, which is extremely biased, but I stand by it. I love My Chemical Romance. Don't you dare jump down my throat saying I don't.
Luke hates My Chemical Romance.
Anyone want to say anything? We're going to go by these really quick now. So who wants to say My Chemical
I've never
Romance?
loved At the Drive-In. I'm one of those guys who's a little bit more hesitant toward that band.
That's fine.
And MCR, as much as I will rag on them shamelessly to piss all you off, they do have some legit classics.
They do.
Yes, classics, and I don't throw that around. You don't want to throw that around too.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Same here.
You guys know where I stand. You've seen my channel.
And I'm not too far behind John here in this opinion. So yeah, that's the same.
So how does that?
If it were only Black Parade alone, they would still get that.
Yeah, exactly. If that was their only album, hell yeah.
So how does At the Drive-In die in the? I'll let you guys decide because that's a weird one to die in the.
Chopped up by a one-armed scissor.
There you go.
There you go.
It takes a while.
John,
but
get
it's
away.
done.
Get away.
Yeah.
I had to get at least one pun in for this night. I had to get at least one.
That's true.
Okay, from Sean Morton, Rise Against versus Against Me.
Oh.
So we got the against.
Yeah, the Against versus Against. Yeah.
Okay. No era specified.
No eras, just Rise Against versus Against Me.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's tricky.
I got this one.
Okay.
It's
I got this
I have a
one.
hard
Yeah.
answer for this one. Everyone?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. For Rise Against, thumbs up. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And Against
Okay.
Me.
Split.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Bam.
Okay.
Big bam.
I mean, I love Against Me too. Don't get
Crash,
me
we know
wrong.
we're right.
Well, I see where the battle lines are going now, guys. All right.
Jeez.
Fine. So,
Them
John.
lines
Luke,
is
let's
wrong.
go.
Okay, let's get out of here. All right, John, why does Rise Against get the thumbs up?
Well, I would never give a thumbs down to Against Me,
neither.
but it's just again a little bit of an apples and oranges situation, not entirely,
Slightly, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
but I mean,
Still, yeah.
I have to stay. I have to stay consistent here because Crash, if you recall, when we did our live stream when you were here in town, I gave a thumbs up to Rise Against over Bad Religion. So I kind of gotta keep rolling on that.
Okay,
stay
yeah,
consistent
you
here.
are doubling down on that. That's smart.
I'm doubling down.
Okay.
I don't.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my point of view.
For me, it's
okay.
more of I've followed more of Rise Against versus Against Me, and I really
Same.
enjoy Against Me. However, the songs that have stayed from Appeal to Reason and things like that, even for some of the more recent stuff from Wolves and everything, all the way back, Rise Against has been more consistent for me than Against Me was. That's just as, again, personal and biased as I possibly can be. Take that for what it's worth, but I just would go to Rise Against versus Against Me. If I had
Wolves
to.
was good.
Wolves was solid. I
Wolves was
really
good.
enjoyed it.
It was,
Yeah,
it was
and
really
Mark,
good. It was pretty. It was solid.
It was.
Our first, Mark and I's first ever collab was on Rise Against the Black Market. So,
Yep.
There you go.
fond memories of that album too.
And again, this is the sort of thing where I'm coming in and I say, I like Rise Against a lot. They are an extremely solid band. I'd argue like Revolution Death Squad, I think it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that album's a classic.
Yep.
But in terms of writing and delivery,
See.
I have
See.
to give the edge to Against
Yeah.
Me.
There
I
it
get
is.
that.
There it is.
Like it
I
just
get the
punches
writing
it
a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
a rougher brand of punk, and it's a more literate brand of punk. That's my thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Literate is
I-
the exact right word
yeah,
because
and-
Rise Against can get clunky.
Rise Against
Yeah.
can also get pretty
And-
repetitive with the socio-political repetition.
Yup.
Yeah. I mean, I respect where they're coming from, but the
Yes,
ideas feel like they need to be updated in the way that they rise up against something.
Oh,
Crash.
the pun game. That pun game. Honestly, Mark kind of covered it here. Okay, again, y'all. Okay, if you even watched a few episodes of my channel, y'all know I'm not about to speak ill of Rise Against at all. But again, Against Me, they're the more lyrical band. They are the more rougher band. I feel like they have more interesting musical ideas. Rise Against is kind of doing I won't say one trick, but they are more comfortable in the genre.
They have a lane.
Punk rock. They have a lane, and they stick to it more. Whereas Against Me is just it's more broad. They're more willing to try new things, and they have more full-blown fucking classics in their repertoire.
That's true too.
Rise Against. Fucking Transgender Dysphoria Blues, New Wave, Reinventing Axl Rose. I love Rise Against, but man, that 1, 2, 3 punch.
Yeah, New Wave got me into them, so hell yeah.
Okay.
Dude.
Fair enough. So no one has to die, and we all can be friends, the four of us still, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
We all like both of the bands that we're talking.
Yeah,
You know what? You know how they both
win-win.
have to be smacked around? We give each other high fives. That's what they get.
Yeah.
That's
Bam.
their smack.
Bam.
Yes.
White people for peace. That's an Against Me song.
Me.
That's an Against Me
Also,
song.
I know.
Against Me
I will-
and
I
Rise
will allow
Against,
it.
Let's be honest. That's pretty white. Let's just be honest, guys. Come on now. Come on. So, from Racer 24T, A Day to Remember.
Oh,
Okay.
Everyone have an opinion?
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a girlfriend that'll kill me in the next room if I don't give the right answer on this one.
Hi,
yeah.
Hannah. Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Mark,
yeah.
I saw your hesitation before you gave the thumbs up. Why do you say they get the thumbs down?
They aren't my thing. And I'll just say that right out of the gate. It's the subgenre of metalcore, that sound. It's not for me. And I don't know if any of you heard that collaboration they did with Marshmello.
Okay, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Okay,
I
good
was
for
not a fan.
you. I don't.
I was not a fan.
Now I hate their new single, Degenerates.
See, yeah.
Okay, I'll go next. I am worried about what Degenerates have.
Oh, me too. I'm very worried.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's the name of the new album.
Isn't that like out next week and they've done like no promo for
Next
it though?
Friday it comes out.
Nothing.
They're touring right now. It comes out next Friday.
They dropped one song and like no promo, not even a music video.
It's Fueled by Ramen, and it feels like Fueled by Ramen to its
Oh yeah,
That worries
it's
me.
not
It does
good.
worry me,
Worries me.
but I still give a big thumbs up. I've enjoyed everything from back in the day, even all the way like later stuff, Common Courtesy and Bad Vibrations. I still really enjoy. I think they do the hardcore and punk side of things, like heavier style, while giving harder riffs. I think they do a great job with all of that, and without losing any edge up until this year. And also,
But they're so dependent upon production.
They are. I mean, I'll give you
but
that.
They are, but
I'll
they
give you
also
that.
are great live too. So I can't
Yeah,
even argue that.
I do
And
enjoy
I've-
their live show.
And I've seen
Yeah.
them live many times. So you know what? I'll at least give them that. So Crash, why did they get the thumbs up?
Again, I don't have much else to say here. I've always admired their ability to take really like full-blown pop-punky vibes. Like
Yeah, heavy
full-blown
pop-punk.
Yeah, and just absolutely put some real snarl behind it. That is not an easy thing to do effectively. A lot of bands do it. A lot of bands fail at it too. A Day to Remember is one of those bands that does adequately execute it, but I will echo all of your guys' sentiment. This new one's got me worried.
Yeah.
As a
I
fan,
don't
and
know.
I'm a fan. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, as a fan. Yeah,
Oh, sure.
no.
Well,
Yeah.
you need to fill up that worst list somehow.
Ooh, man, you're
Damn,
making
or
hard
the
it's gonna be
disappointing
that
list.
bad.
Damn.
I already have some of my worst lists filled up anyway. I don't need to go out
Yeah.
looking for it.
Yeah, I
John,
hope
any
not.
thoughts you want to give on the thumbs up?
You know, I love Common Courtesy. I really enjoy Homesick. They're not outside of Common Courtesy though. I wouldn't really say I'm like a full album guy most of the time.
Okay.
I just enjoy enough songs here and there. I think, like Crash said, they're really good at what they do with that heavy pop punk stuff. Sometimes the metalcore, sometimes a little bit more pop punk, but they're catchy as hell, and their live shows are a ton of fun.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So Day to Remember lives. That was good. Okay, so from AJ Kami, or Kaimi, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this. I don't even think this really counts for our jurisdiction for rocked and all discussion, but I'll say it anyway because it's a super chat. Right said Fred.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay,
Not familiar.
I'm too sexy.
Oh, the one that Taylor Swift had to give writing credit to.
Oh, okay, wait. Did he just say Right Said Fred, or
Just said right said Fred.
he just said Right
I-
Said Fred? Okay.
On 3.
I know that one song.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, I'm not the only one. Oh, okay. Okay.
We'll keep this one really quick. They're good for what they did.
Sure, yeah. They you know what? They have a song about Sonic the Hedgehog. Sure, why the hell not? I'm down. I'm down.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm sold.
Seriously, they don't take themselves that seriously.
They really don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't get angry at them. And I watched Todd's episode when he covered "I'm Too Sexy."
Yes.
And I went back and listened to some of their stuff. They're not bad. For what they were, they aren't bad.
Okay. For what it is. I feel like this is a very for what it is kind of classifier. But yeah, man, it's no reason to hate Right Said Fred.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. From Toon Dude 10, thank you, scientist. I know Crash's answer to this already. That's what it says. Are all of you familiar with Thank You, Scientist?
I kind of am. Not the newest stuff, though.
Okay.
I'm not.
I'm not myself. I've only heard bits of one album.
All right.
Okay.
So, Crash, Mark, do
you want me to just
not?
go?
We can just do both of us.
Okay, Crash and Mark on 3. 1, 2, 3. You gotta pick.
I get that. I get that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go down then because at this particular time, that brand of math rock, the very proggy math rock thing, it's not my scene.
Okay.
See, and I totally get that because that is what they do, and my God, do they do it? And they do a lot of it.
I've heard.
I like Thank You, Scientist a lot, but man, they are a band that will like blow your mind, and their new album is like 90 minutes. It's like, but if it is a thing you can dig on, though, it is a nice treat.
Okay, fair enough. I think that's good too. From what I've heard from their latest one, Terraformer.
Sorry, you cut out there.
Okay, sorry. Okay, is Terraformer their latest one?
Terraformer is their latest.
I've heard bits of that. It's fine for what it is, but man, you can't just like casually listen to this band.
And that's a big problem with this band. A lot of their stuff is like that. So
From Hailstrike, Slipknot versus Stone Sour, the Corey Taylor bands.
I don't think that's fair, but we can.
Very different entities there.
Extremely, but that's how it is. We'll keep this one quick too. Okay, writing down names. For Slipknot, 1, 2, 3.
I mean, dude.
Come on.
I know where your head was, but yeah.
Yeah, I love Stone Sour too, but Slipknot has more.
Yeah, Corey, if you're watching.
He might be. We don't know.
You never know.
Okay, anyone have any thoughts they really want to give, or are we moving on to the next one?
I put out like 2 Slipknot videos in the past month. You guys probably know.
I love both bands to death, but I would say Slipknot just a touch more. So that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, from Amaranth Zinzani. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that. I'm sorry, Amaranth. Let Live versus Fire from the Gods.
Okay.
Who's familiar?
Okay.
Are you guys familiar with both bands?
I am.
Yes, I'm kind of familiar with the second one, but I don't know if it would be fair, but I guess I'll join in.
Okay, gotcha. For Let Live, 1, 2, 3. And for Fire from the Gods, 1, 2, 3.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Fire from the Gods. I think they're great.
No. Yeah, no, same here.
I just don't know a ton. I don't know a ton. That's my only thing.
I think, go ahead, Mark.
For me, it's a bit more of a familiarity thing. I'll freely admit that because I went back and I heard some Let Live after Crash was talking about them and how like the members of them joined Fever 333, right?
Yes, their lead singer. Yes,
exactly. Jason. So I saw some of the correlation there. I think Fire from the Gods is a little bit more focused. I think the writing is a little tighter. I think it just comes together a little bit more effectively for me.
That's fair.
That's a fair point too. Yeah, I just think Let Live. They stood out more, and I've not heard everything from Fire from the Gods. I've enjoyed what I have. I just think Let Live has a little more edge and variety in their style. Sorry. I feel like Let Live has just a tinge more variety in their sound and ability and what they can do. I really enjoy Fire from the Gods. I just think that's what I want to hear next from them is doing a little bit more.
Yeah. And I'll kind of build off of your point there. Really, again, no disrespect meant towards Fire from the Gods, but Let Live was a band that existed for a good, solid decade and some change. They had the chance to establish themselves and branch out and do that. Fire from the Gods is still very new. They are still teething. They're still in that development.
Just came out like 2 weeks ago.
So. Yes. So they are still developing. So they haven't had the chance to shine. But again, Let Live... The stuff that Let Live has more than proven themselves at this point.
Yeah.
Fire from the Gods still has some climbing to do. I feel like they could get to that level, though.
I think so too.
Yeah.
John, anything you want to add?
Let Live was just a beautiful chaos, you know? I kind of leave it at that. I got hooked with The Black is Beautiful and went back and checked out more of their stuff. And it's it was kind of a thrill ride, and their live performances, my God.
Man, yeah.
You see where Fever 333 gets it.
Yeah, we saw Fever too. I've seen both, but Fever and Let Live. So
yeah,
he's going to be that guy at that nursing home like 50 years from now that the orderlies just cannot keep a hold of.
He'll just be up on the roof.
Exactly.
Throwing Zimmer frames all over the place. I'm here for it.
From Harbor Frontier, Jet.
Okay, y'all know my opinion.
Man, there's so many things I have not heard of in years, like Jumper and that Fred Durst, whatever, and Jet. Okay, all right.
My mind just went through a little playlist cycling through bits and pieces of these songs.
Everyone have an answer?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Jet. 1, 2, 3.
I mean,
come on.
Come on.
Is it NCIS or CSI or whatever it is?
No, you're thinking that's the Who.
That's the
Actually,
Who.
that is not Jet.
Like they did Jet something else too. Like they kept featuring Jet on some of their shows. CSI.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, this was back in the day. But
yeah, people, it's Jet. Do you remember Jet? Name me 2 Jet songs.
Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is.
Name another one. Oh, okay, well, never mind.
So
that shut me up.
Okay, who has something positive they want to say about Jet before we destroy them in the Rock Coliseum?
I like them when I'm drunk.
For whatever they did, at least they didn't last long.
Yeah. No, they're back. They're back.
Oh, you're kidding.
Why? There's a reunion for Jet
due to popular demand.
All right, you want Tool back in 2019? Fine, but you have to have Jet too.
You gotta take Jet too.
Oh my God. I did not know
That's how we got Tool back. Somebody wished it on a
monkey
paw, and that was the
man.
Yeah,
I had no idea. Are they touring?
Yes. Yeah.
Are they making music?
They're Australian, right?
They're Australian. They're an Australian group.
Yeah, I think they're mainly doing it in the home country, but you never know. We could see them at some festivals next year. Maybe Sonic Temple.
At
maybe
they'll get played at
headlining Sonic Temple.
No, Australia, you can keep them. You can keep.
You know what?
Gonna bring back Midnight Oil. You guys keep Jet.
Give us Silverchair back too.
I'd be okay with that.
Silverchair any day before Jet.
Over Jet? Yeah, I'll take that over Jet.
Okay, from Sunny Sumo, Paramore versus the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Okay.
Good question.
That one I at least get a little bit. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I got an easy answer, but yeah, good question.
Okay. Crash, you got one?
I got one. It's not as easy as you might think, but I got it.
For Paramore, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, no disrespect meant to the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, but
unanimous.
No, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, we're unanimous.
I know it's Haley Moore.
Karen knows great.
It is Haley Moore now, but at the same time, Yeah Yeah Yeahs have much less good to work with.
See, man.
Paramore did. I'm gonna leave it at that for me.
Yeah, I can go quickly on this too. My God, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs debut was so good. Was so goddamn good. Nice. It was so nice, but it was just all downhill from there. It really was. Like, especially by the time we got to Mosquito. Mosquito is just a sad record. It really is.
I didn't even hate Mosquito that much. I just thought it was like, okay.
Well, compared to their debut, pretty.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a bad indie rock snob giving it to Paramore, but at the same time, the record speaks for itself.
I am a bad indie rock snob, and I will say it still goes to Paramore. Okay. And the problem with this is that I love Sacrilege off Mosquito.
Me too.
Hands down,
amazing.
That's one of the best songs.
Good. Yeah. That was like the good song off of that.
But that's
album.
the point. It was the good song. I can look at Paramore and you might not have songs that match the Yeah as best, but you have better albums.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Consistency.
They're very good at making albums. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Agreed.
All know my opinion on Paramore. I don't give up the compliment lightly, but
yeah.
Okay. John, anything else you want to add?
I don't agree with Crash on saying like the output after Fever to Tell was necessarily a straight drop off or anything.
It's not wretched, but man, it was just diminishing returns. Diminishing returns every time. Sometimes in greater levels than others.
I was that weird guy that got into them with Show Your Bones. So
no kidding. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that
Gold Lion was my first song from them. So I have strong associations and ties to that record. And I actually, in the most recent episode of 7 on Sunday, featured Heads Will Roll from Its Blitz. And I love that song.
Yeah,
that's a great song.
That's another good late period one. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they have good like singles and stuff, but the albums kind of miss the mark. I mean, Its Blitz isn't awful, but it's not great at the same time. It is a mess. Heads Will Roll is great. What was the other single from that record? It's evading me.
Oh yeah, I can't remember it either. But
Zero. Y'all know where I stand on Paramore.
Zero, yes, it's Zero.
Zero, good song.
Zero wasn't bad. Zero.
Yeah. But I got to go to Paramore. Full length album.
The thing is, we have to be a lot more justification. We have to be a lot more forgiving when it comes to there was this song, but it wasn't bad. We have to be a lot more kind of sort of neck tuggy when it comes to our admiration of later yeahs, or we can just sit here and rattle off the Paramore songs.
Oh yeah,
I mean that kind of says it all.
It was great,
doesn't it?
But that's the weird situation. I don't know who to blame with the yeahs because like Karen O is in a weird situation where I want to like more of her stuff, and I just don't.
No, same here. I don't know what to point it towards either.
It's not. They've never done anything so wretchedly bad. It's worth just completely abandoning the yeahs. But I admit, there's just so much there that just shouldn't exist.
Yeah, has have kind of been put on the back burner for a long time now, though, when it comes to Karen O's focus. So I think that's a lot of it. She did the Lux Prima project with Danger Mouse this year, which was meh. And exactly. She's just kind of putting too much of her spirit into different things and not all into one great thing.
Right.
Yeah. I can see that.
From Naomi Sanders. Hey, Naomi. My Chemical Romance versus Creeper.
Mark's like, hello.
Mark's
entered the chat. Yeah, that's not it. Creeper are so young, though. They barely have any material.
And one song on top of that.
They got the EPs, but still.
I mean, we want to do this, right?
Yeah.
Well, sure, but it's just not entirely fair.
It's not fair. No, not at all. But
okay, My Chemical Romance. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, and Naomi,
sorry,
this was what was going to happen.
So, I like the new song a lot, but
Oh yeah, so do I. But real quick, it's the Let Live versus Fire situation again. Creeper haven't had a chance to prove themselves yet, so we can't compare them to fucking My Chemical Romance just yet. Give it some time.
It's not as big of a deal as Creeper, but both bands are back.
That is crazy, though, right at the same time, too.
I know.
And Rage Against the Machine, too.
Oh, that's what I'm excited about. Okay.
At Coachella, because, fuck the man, right?
Okay, yeah, that
message is going to go across like a lead balloon when he shouts, "Fight the power," to a bunch of social, influencers and self-contained, fashion models that have no idea what's going on. It's going to be weird.
Yeah.
Luke just scored them your video on Coachella.
I don't get it. They're so mad.
Yeah, why are they so mad?
What are the bulls and why are they on parade?
Down Rodeo. Oh my
God! The bulls, they're so cute. They're parading around.
From
down Rodeo. Oh, I live on Rodeo. I
just went shopping on Rodeo. Oh, that's nice.
Okay, we're being really mean, but all this is true. So.
Yeah, this is honest.
That'll be like a Fire Fest kind of thing. Like, that'll be interesting to catch, the aftermath of that.
The Battle of Los Angeles. I thought we were in the Valley.
Guerrilla Radio.
I can't believe Rage Against the Machine is playing Coachella.
I know.
This is the
what other bands would they possibly get to even try to mesh with that?
Rage Against the Machine and Weezer.
Do we want to favor book Run the Jewels?
At least that would be fine.
So that they could at least do the collab with Zach De La Roca.
There you go. There you go. There's your fucking synergy there.
Close your eyes and count to fuck.
From Jake, Blackberry Smoke.
Okay. Yep.
I don't have enough.
I have to back out.
I don't have enough. I don't have enough.
So Mark, this one's on you. Blackberry Smoke. Big thumbs up. Any
Yep.
thoughts?
Wasn't crazy about the last album, but I do have high hopes. They're one of the few Southern rock bands I really, really love. And their album, The Whippoorwill and Like an Arrow, are both phenomenal.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Then we go to The Rocking Bird. Revolver versus Abbey Road from the Beatles.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. All right.
It's been years since I've listened to either, by the way. So this is kind of
Shame on you.
You didn't listen to Abbey Road for its 50th, Luke? Come on.
I had many other things to do, sir. Okay.
Like listen to Stained.
Yeah, I know. Don't remind me.
Yeah.
Okay. For Revolver. 1, 2, 3.
Hey. Right on.
Okay.
And for Abbey Road.
Awesome.
1, 2, 3.
I'll be that guy.
Okay.
I'll be that guy.
I thought Revolver was more complete. Enjoyed
Yeah.
it from beginning to end.
It's experimental and it's like it works so well. It's one of my favorite Beatles records.
I'm
Okay.
a White Album guy, but no.
Okay, for all this talk about it being experimental, you guys do remember that Abbey Road closes with a day in the life, right? Like,
Sure, but
One out of. I'm not.
okay,
I'm
again,
not ragging on it. I'm just saying.
yeah. And I'm not ragging on Revolver. Again, people, it's just like it's like a very minuscule sort of edging here, but maybe for me this is just more personal. I have more spin time with Abbey Road. It has more just absolute banger cuts from it that I absolutely love. Some of my favorite Beatles songs are on Abbey Road. I don't know. I guess I'll just chalk that. I'll just take the easy route and chalk it up to personal preference.
But on the flip side, we all live in a yellow submarine.
Fuck you! That song, I love that song.
Whoa!
Fuck you.
Really?
wow. Okay, Crash.
We have the world's first.
I love
radio
the song
fan,
and I
everyone.
love the movie. I am
No,
an
I love
agent
it.
of chaos.
Here's the thing. That's on Revolver. I love the song too.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, oh my god. I'm an idiot.
I don't even like that song, and I like Revolver more.
Okay,
Yeah.
fake Beatles fan. Yeah.
Moving right along.
That was great.
We'll just forget that happened. Thanks, everyone. Keep those likes coming. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We still got about 20 minutes left. Please get this out. Thank you so much. Keep the suggestions coming. We're still blazing through these randomly. Scroll down. From Waterblanc, The Birthday Massacre.
I'm out.
I have an opinion.
I have an opinion.
Don't much anymore. I had one, but I haven't heard the new stuff, so I'm tap.
Okay, I'm more of the new stuff
that's
than
fair.
some of the old stuff. Crash, you want to?
Yes, that's where I'm at too. So this might not be great, but I can jump in for this.
Very quick. 1, 2, 3.
I'm just bored.
Okay, you're just bored.
okay.
I'm just barely on the upside because there is enough interesting elements, but I don't love them by any means.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I don't likewise like hate them.
There was one album that I thought was great, and that's it. So
Yeah.
that's enough. Okay, fair enough. From Wade K21, Atreyu.
Ooh.
Okay.
There's
There's an interesting thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds about right. This looks about right. Yeah.
Again, I'm kind of on the same thing. Like, I don't love everything Atreyu's done, but I don't think they're worth thumbs down. I mean, even some of the Stadium Rock stuff they've done, like later, like since their comeback, it's fine.
Yeah. And honestly, I'll say that Atreyu, even though you can make a strong case against them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Their strong stuff is pretty strong. If you were a big fat emo kid like I was back in the day, yeah, you've got some pretty fond memories of like stuff from like The Curse and like, the Butterfly album. I forget. But yeah. It's some low lights, definitely. I get exactly where you're coming from, Mark. But
that's the thing. Like I was an emo kid or more of a metal kid, but I heard Atreyu in my high school years, and I couldn't stand them. Like it was that brand of screamo that just did not vibe with me whatsoever.
Nah, even then, I get that. because they're not an edgy band. They are a very makeup emo band. They're not substantive, and a lot of their lyrics are just, "Oh baby, I'm so sad you left me." Wah! Like it's that
and then the
kind
drummer
of.
starts screaming in the background about the same thing too.
Yeah, it is the kind of emo people do point to and laugh kind of justifiably, but if you can forgive them that, then there's some good stuff there.
Okay, fair enough. So, John, anything you want to add?
Not really. I mean, it's not like a huge thumbs up or anything, but they're just one of those bands that I kind of casually got into watching Fuse back in the day. And, I just have some strong attachments to like Lead Sails Paper Anchor, that record and stuff like that.
That was finally certified gold, by the way,
last
year.
Yes, it was. And what's the Falling Down? That's a catchy ass song. I like that song.
So, okay. We'll move on. It's like a little randomizer. I have it popped out. Okay, Chocolatises Productions. Boy, that's a name. The Green Day Trilogy versus Weezer Post-White album.
Oh.
So
I got an answer for that.
Green Day Trilogy versus Weezer after the White Album.
Okay, so what else? So that's Teal, Black, and Pacific Daydream?
Yeah. Teal, Black, and Pacific Daydream, yeah.
Jesus, you're not giving us much to work with here, guys.
See, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, dude.
Okay.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I got an answer.
I guess
it's
I do
not
too.
a strong answer.
Right. Yeah, I do have an answer. Okay.
I think I got one too. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. For Green Day's trilogy, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Wow.
Unanimous. Did not expect that.
Yeah, I didn't expect a unanimous there.
I thought I would be alone, honestly.
Green Day's trilogy is boring. It's not offensively bad for the most part.
Yeah.
It should have been one album and taken the best songs off of
I agree,
all.
totally.
Yeah.
Could have made a great album out of it, or a really good album, I should say.
Yeah.
It could have been a solid Green Day album. Not even.
It would have been a very rocking EP.
Okay, Crash, jeez.
Well, no, I'm just saying it would have been a fantastic EP.
Okay.
Maybe an okay album.
Yeah, I'm with
Depending on what you want to throw on there. I don't know that. I've gone on and on about that. Y'all know that, but
okay. From Goku-san DBZ. Oh, we got another one from him randomly. That's good. Thoughts on the return of Rage Against the Machine?
We pretty much already gave those.
We already gave those pretty much, yeah.
100%. Love it. Oh my
gosh.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge. More dates.
Coachella is definitely a weird booking, but I'm
here
for it.
If they put out more new music.
I know.
See,
I'm hoping they're keeping a lid on that for until next year, and maybe Sonic Temple, maybe.
I hope it's not a System of a Down situation where they come back and just keep touring and no new music.
It's a very different situation, though, I feel, because this is 2020, the year of the election, and this is their bread and butter. So I feel like they'll be more... Oh, can you not hear me? Okay. So
you were choppy there for a second.
So I feel like this is 2020 though. This is more the year of the election. This is Rage Against the Machine's bread and butter. This is them amplified, wanting to come back with a purpose.
And you guarantee Zach has things to say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, yes.
Okay. So that's great for us. From Jake, another one from Jake. Alcest. I've never heard of that.
Also,
never heard of
they're a black metal band. I'm positive on them.
Okay.
Mark, there you go.
Perfect. Anything you want to add?
I heard the new album. I really wish they'd hire somebody to produce their drums better because, my God, for a black metal band, your blast beat should not sound that pillowy.
Yeah, especially for black metal, man. Ooh, really?
Ooh, pillowy blast beats.
Well, Halsey's already.
I don't even know how to make that sound.
One of the wimpier black metal bands, and this album it's trying to be heavy, like off of Kadama, and now down to this, it's trying to be a little bit more. It's trying to be a little heavier, but as great as Nage is as a singer, as much as I like the compositions and the melodies, there's no foundation.
Okay.
Good. Fair enough. Okay, from Devin Sterling. Wow, Devin Sterling, you're kind of a jerk. Simple Plan versus AJR.
Oh, that's easy.
Oh,
well, that is easy.
That's easy as hell.
Yeah.
I don't want
to. No, I know, but we got to do this.
All right, ready, boys?
Okay, for AJR. 1, 2, 3.
I thought I was going to have to jump through the screen if somebody did that.
Yeah, right.
For Simple Plan, 1, 2, 3.
Way up, way up, way up to the sky.
You know my opinion, but I will not be seen giving the thumbs up on that.
See, I'm Canadian. I've had no problems giving thumbs up to Simple Plan. They've had songs I like. It doesn't bother me.
Compared to AJR, hell yeah.
Oh, sure. Easy.
I feel
Simple Plan always knew what they were. They're not trying to be faux pretentious. They don't put out that level of gauntlet.
Yeah, that is the biggest hang up there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
I feel dirty.
Yeah, you could always throw yourself in the river to cleanse your sins.
Luke, I'm sorry. You can't be perfect.
You've made your mistakes.
You know, the button, I actually have the button to cancel this right now, 15 minutes early if this keeps up, you little brats. The Doctor of Hugonomics, Jeff Rosenstock.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I do not have enough of an opinion to give, unfortunately.
Crash.
I can.
Okay,
I can
so
give.
3 for
I can
Jeff
give.
Rosenstock. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna I am gonna here. But mine is not as mine is not as strong as their Okay? So
Yeah.
just know that.
Okay, so why do you give the eh?
See, because Jeff, I respect the hell out of what Jeff is doing. He's a great producer. He's produced some really good albums here and there. But his solo stuff, the stuff that he's actually making, I don't know what I don't even 100% know what it is, but he hasn't sold me yet. He doesn't have that song or that one album or that one thing that sets him on fire or sets him apart from other people like Pup or Smith Street Band or other people like, I wish I could see what y'all see in it, but for some reason the connection is just not there for me.
You've heard Worry, right?
I did.
Yeah.
And it was
Or even
fine.
Post.
I heard Worry, I heard Post, and they were solid, but I can't go past solid. I'm sorry. I couldn't name you, and I did spin them several times. So
Your Throat? No? No one?
Your Throat was good.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to add? Thumbs up all around, so.
Yeah. Thumbs up. I mean, I'm
looking forward to the next Jeff Rosenstock album. He's doing a bunch of reissues right now. I want new material.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm sure I'll come around eventually, but
He's your brand of punk. I'm surprised you're not on board.
You think I'm not? I'm surprised too. I should be loving this. I don't know. Sometimes even I don't get me, man. It's weird.
Well, you know where we'll be found when you come around.
Okay, let me go back. Sorry, it's like skipped out. You okay there, Crash?
I'll live.
Punned to death.
Punality. That was a punality, man.
Punality. Okay, from Alex Moreno. Guys, I'm just gonna say it. Avenged Sevenfold is much worse than Limp Bizkit. Say what you want about Fred Durst, but comparing... stopped. Okay. From Alex Moreno. Guys, I'm just gonna say it. Avenged Sevenfold is much worse than Limp Bizkit. Say what you want about Fred Durst, but comparing the egotism of Shadows... And then it cuts off. So we have
no.
I'm scowling so hard right now. What the hell?
So
no.
Alex Moreno,
what are you talking about there?
Okay, I'm not the biggest Avenged Sevenfold defender.
Nor am I.
But like,
what?
Compared to Biscuit, no, that is misleading.
Shadows hasn't even had that many moments of.
No, compared to Durst, hell no.
Do we need to have
way.
So
like at his worst, at his worst, like Avenged Sevenfold's just embarrassing. You just go, you're like, oh,
that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I like Avenged.
I like Avenged fine. So do we need, okay,
the City of Evil is a bop.
So
that's best album. Yeah, sure.
So okay, we'll get a Kickstarter going for this guy who thinks that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, dude. That's a battle you're fighting.
That's not a hot take. That's some weird, confusing take.
That is
wrong.
That is a take. That is a take that transcends temperature.
Okay. Yeah. Red Vince, Slayer, Hell Awaits versus Rain in Blood, Metal Classics. You guys have opinions?
Sure.
Not really. I haven't heard Rain in Blood in a long time.
It's been a long time, sure, but
I
maybe just a quick thumbs up or thumbs down for this one.
We'll do this quick. Okay, for Hell Awaits, 1, 2, 3. Rain in Blood, 1, 2, 3. I agree.
I figured somebody would want to be like the cool kid and pick hella weights, but I mean,
no, I can't be that cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, we'll just go through that one. From Rat Tail Tony, Ray Wilson era Genesis.
Ray Wilson era?
It's what it says.
I forget what era that is.
I was about to say, I don't think I'm schooled enough in
I don't know.
Genesis for that.
I'll play it safe and okay.
Thank you.
Sorry,
for
Rat Tail Tony.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Okay, so let's go back up. Random click. Okay, sorry. From Brandon Barenfeld, thoughts on Lifehouse.
Oh, sorry, you cut out.
Okay,
Thoughts on...
It's probably the internet, yeah. So, from Brandon Barenfeld, thoughts on Lifehouse.
Lifehouse. Mm-hmm.
I have thoughts.
I have
thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, you know.
Okay. Lifehouse. Keep this quick. 1, 2, 3. I guess.
Okay. I'll be that guy. It's okay. I'll be that guy.
Okay, Crash, really quick. Just why thumbs down?
I'm always that guy. They're just so boring.
They
just
are
so
boring.
painfully boring.
They
and
have a
there's
lot
just
of boring
nothing
stuff. They're harmless, and
They're
Yeah,
harmless.
exactly. They're harmless.
Yeah, exactly.
They're very harmless. They're not awful.
Harmless, but very, very boring.
Okay, fair enough. They get the thumbs up, so, well,
Yeah.
That's all the real discussion we have about it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Anything
I can live
more?
with that.
Yeah.
From Alex Moreno again. Oh, this is the same. Oh my gosh. This guy just did another rant on Avenged Sevenfold.
Another rant on Avenge?
Let me know if I cut out. I could point at Shadow's whining at the Grammys feud with Machine Head, A7X's abysmal opening slot for Metallica in the summer of 17. Point is, they deserve 4 thumbs down. Truly horrible music. So we have someone who...
I feel like we're being
lose
baited.
his voice around that time?
Yeah.
2017 was when his voice was really starting to get worse again. In 2018 when he lost it completely. He's been on vocal rest for like months straight.
Yeah.
This guy really hates Avenged Sevenfold. Sweet mercy.
I feel like we're being baited here.
Did everyone go after him instead of me?
Okay. From David. Okay. All-time low versus Paramore.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can do
Everyone
this.
got opinion?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. For all-time low. 1, 2, 3. Paramore.
I love them, but sorry.
1, 2, 3.
I mean, again, dude.
I was never that into all-time low,
Paramore's
but I like
best
them
is better than
fine.
all-time low's best.
Agree.
That says it all.
Okay, fair enough. From JT Loves Code Lyoko, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, Skillet's Victorious versus Kanye West Jesus is King.
Oh,
no.
What kind of question is that?
Qualified.
Someone paid money for it, guys.
I haven't even heard Jesus is King, so
You don't
can't
need
answer.
to.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I haven't heard the full all of Jesus is King. I've heard enough.
You know,
Is this
neither
gonna be
have
our?
I,
Is this gonna
so-
be our one that we do for the night? This is the one for the Rock Coliseum. That's the thumbs down on both.
yeah.
Sorry, is this gonna be the one that we decide on for the night? That's a thumbs down on both.
I haven't
I'm
heard
okay
Jesus
with
is
that.
King.
I heard Victorious Incompletion.
Victorious is definite with thumbs down.
Oh, it definitely is.
Can I just add, John Cooper was such a nice guy when I interviewed him before the album came out, and he said,
Yeah, I saw that interview.
He said the album was gonna have more teeth. Where were the teeth, guys? Where were they? That's what he told me.
Sounds like a castrated bull.
Okay, sorry.
Shame on you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know who the real loser in this particular throwdown is? Like,
Us.
whoever submitted that stat. Just, dude, like, come on, man, come on.
Aw.
I'm kidding. I'm
We're
kidding.
joking around.
Like,
Okay, Crazy Music Geek. Prince versus David Bowie.
Oh.
Unfair.
Yeah,
Also,
very
apples and
unfair.
oranges, and
Yeah.
harsh to make
Yeah.
us pick one over the other. But all right,
They're
Yeah,
both
no,
no longer with us. Unfortunately.
they won't find out. So
They won't. We will not find out.
I mean,
but there's a star man looking down at us.
Okay, everyone have an opinion?
Yes.
I guess.
I just barely do, but I do. Okay. For David Bowie, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And for Prince,
what?
1, 2, 3.
I hate to admit it, but I'm being somewhat.
I don't feel. I like Prince too. You're not going to hear me.
no,
I do. I like Prince a lot too.
No, yeah.
My only
And
logic
again,
to this was David Bowie's ability to completely stay above every trend and do his own field of music every single time, almost every single time, no matter what.
Until the 90s.
Until the 90s.
Almost every single time. Almost. But that's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even then, like I say Bowie, if you're comparing it in terms of discographies, there's a lot more business in Prince's discography.
Yeah, that'll
and Black Star though, you know.
Yeah, Black Star.
Yeah, I mean that'll certainly give you, but again, Prince. When Prince hits, and you could say the same thing about Bowie. I know Prince hits. He made Purple Rain. He made Around the World in a Day. He made Controversy. Man, just.
Yeah.
Again, this is a Sophie's Choice situation. It's like how even make me pick one.
It's also a very difficult situation too because he's like
yes.
two artists that Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So Prince is already dead, so we don't have to kill him in the Rock Coliseum. We'll just leave it at that.
Jesus.
Yeah, we're not killing anything. No.
No one dies.
Okay.
No one dies here.
From Amaranth Zanzani again. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. Ginger versus I Wrestled a Bear Once.
Oh. I
can't
do this.
answer that.
I'm out.
I can do this.
Okay, Crash, I think you're on your own for this one. Ginger.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Ginger or I Wrestled a Bear Once.
I Wrestled a Bear Once.
Okay.
Again, the playing was so eclectic and crazy good, and the fact that a little bit, not nearly the extent as the other bands we've covered, but they're a little bit newer. And I Wrestled a Bear Once, even though they weren't around for very long, I would say, again, the highlights are super duper freaking high.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, we're gonna do one or two, we'll do 2 or 3 more because we do got to start wrapping things up.
Yep.
Do a lightning round.
Yes. Lady Raffaella, U2 versus Muse.
Okay.
Yeah, I got this.
Okay.
Yep.
For U2, 1, 2, 3. For Muse,
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Minus this most recent album.
Well, sure.
Okay, yeah.
Minus the most recent for both of them. Let's
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Songs of Experience was great, but
we got a good split. Have anything they want to add? I mean, this is like a very
see you two live.
Yeah,
I never have.
See you
and
two
that's
live.
something I want to do, but I've never seen Muse live either. So
See Muse live. Muse live are great too.
fair enough. I have 2 concerts I need to attend. So
There you go.
Okay, so we're split on that one. That's a good one to be split on, I think. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
I agree.
down. Dun, dun, dun. From Alex Moreno, Goo Goo Dolls versus Train.
Oh, come on. Easy.
For Goo Goo Dolls, 1, 2, 3. Hard thumbs up, yeah. I don't hate Goo Goo Dolls. Even their later stuff was boring, but Train. We already talked
Compared
about
to Train's later stuff, I mean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
by far. Okay. Go back.
Dizzy Up the Girl is a classic.
I really enjoyed Dizzy Up the Girl. So, from Toon Dude 10, Moron Police, doing this since they need exposure.
Yeah.
You know what? Thank you.
Crash
Thank
is
you.
the one that introduced this one to me. So, everyone have an opinion on Moron Police?
I'm not from the. I've spun the album twice because you guys talked about it so much, but I don't think I have enough opinion yet.
I only have the one album, so.
No, they have 2.
Oh, no, they have 3. They have 3.
I'm saying he's only heard the one album.
I've only heard the one
okay.
album. So, okay, for Moron Police, 1, 2, 3.
I mean, Mark, this is easy for you and I, but
I mean,
yeah.
for like the one album I've heard, I can give a thumbs up on that. It's
Well, sure,
something
yeah, based on
different
that.
and positive and lively and... It's something different and positive and lively. Crash.
And it's going to be among the best albums of the year.
Same here. That's a top spotter, guys. That's gonna be fighting for the big dog
it's on
prize.
the short list for me. Like, it may not be near the top 5, but it could be on the top 10 now that I think about it. But
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
yeah.
it. It's something different. Crash probably loved it more than I did. He's the one that got us into it. So
I helped spread the gospel on that one to you guys, but that was legit. Just Worst, absolutely. Yeah, Moron Police.
Worst.
Go check them out. Okay, now the assignment for the rest of you watching this is to check out that new Moron Police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They need the exposure. There's some exposure.
What is it? Is it a boat in the sea or something like that?
A boat on the
Boat
sea. A boat on the sea. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll do one more. Got to get the randomizer because we're at 8:59. Thank you guys so much. Hit that like button before we end on the last one. It would really mean a lot to us. From Oscar, Ween.
I have to sit this out.
Yeah, same.
I'm sorry.
Because I haven't heard enough.
Sorry.
Oh,
I've
no.
heard it enough, and I can speak to it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I like them.
Okay.
I don't love them. I think they're a band that I think I need to spend more time with, but I like Ween.
Okay. Fair enough. And all right, we'll do one more because that was super quick because it's 8:59.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that we can
Do
all,
one more for all of us.
Yeah, we can all do on. Come on.
Yeah.
Random and sorry that we already did that guy. I'm just trying to it's frozen on the little pop out thing. From the Rocking Bird, Aerosmith from the 70s versus Van Halen from the 80s. So early Aerosmith versus early Van Halen.
Early Aerosmith versus early Van Halen. Oh,
You guys have opinions?
okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. For 70s Aerosmith. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
We're split.
Okay.
And for Van Halen, 80s. 1, 2, 3. I was very torn on that one, but I just to give the edge for Aerosmith for 70s just because.
Yeah.
I kind of was too, but man, just Van Halen's first 2 albums. Oh my
good.
God.
You won't hear me argue.
No.
Yeah.
I don't have anything bad to say. It's just I got more enjoyment personally for 70s.
man.
Aerosmith.
And honestly, I say early Van Halen's a little more consistent than early Aerosmith.
I'll give you that too, because again, I feel like it goes back to one of the earlier discussions that I brought up. Aerosmith, great within their genre, but Van Halen helped create a whole new genre.
Bingo. Exactly.
So,
I just feel like Aerosmith more stuck out to me. I think that's part of the reason why for me from that time frame. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I think
Oh, yeah.
all art before we were born, but still from
yeah.
With
Fair.
that, by
That
the
was
way, if anyone see me reach my arms like this entire time, I'm on allergy shots. I don't have this weird thing.
Oh, you got a drug fix?
Yeah,
What's going on? Oh.
That's not.
Yeah, no,
I've been on.
that's the worst.
I'm
Yeah.
on week 15 of allergy shots, and I have to get 2 in each arm. So
Is that for Gretchen's cats?
that's one of the reasons. Yes. Hi, Gretchen. I was there this past weekend, and I was fine. So I didn't.
Hey.
She has 4
Nice.
cats. So
Nice. Cool,
and a
man.
92-pound dog.
Jesus.
92. Wow.
That's a big
Old
dog.
Mastiff? Ooh.
Part boxer, part lab.
Ooh.
That's scary, man.
He's a good boy. He's super energetic because he's only 3, but he's actually really nice and friendly. So he could eat me, but he's nice. That was the Rock Coliseum. I think that went really well. I think
I agree.
So do I. We had a lot of zingers.
We had a lot of
God,
good
we had a-
conversation. We had a lot of laughs. We had a lot of deep thought. We buried some people. I think this went really well. We'll do this right now because thank you guys so much. Please stick around to hear what everyone's going on. I just want to give these guys a chance to plug everything, all their channels, and to subscribe to these channels are in the YouTube card and the description below. John, please give a quick plug for what you have coming down the pike.
Well, right after this, if you want to head over to my channel, I am dropping a Coldplay themed video that I was waiting to release until after this. It's an I Got It Wrong episode on Milo Xyloto. So we were talking about that earlier. Correlations, themes, tie-ins, all that good stuff. This week's episode of 7 on Sunday is going to be a possibly divisive one for some people, but I think it'll be fun because I had fun ranting through it. It's the 7 worst artists of the decade for the 2010s. And then, other than that, I got a video essay on Genius and lyrics coming out within the next week, probably actually in the next few days. And yeah, Tool videos coming down the pipeline and year-end stuff coming very soon.
Yep. Awesome. Mark, what do you have coming up for everyone?
The biggest things for me is I'm currently in my week, or probably maybe leaning into 2 weeks of covering a lot of underground hip hop. So just put up on my channel this evening is my review of the Earl Sweatshirt EP. Coming on the list is Brother Ali, Homeboy Sandman, maybe Billy Woods, maybe L'Orange. I want to cover that new Yellow Wolf, considering he's now off Shady. Thank God.
Oh, is he? Wow.
Yeah, thank God. I have too much to say about that. Along the lines there, Billboard breakdowns on the new channel. Please check that out. I'm upgrading a bunch of my old episodes up there as well. And I've got my new, I got one last top 10 before year ends, the top 10 best hit songs of 2011.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
That's a great year.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a good year. That was right before the dubstep boom.
Yeah.
It was before dubstep boom, but it was also debuts of Adele. It was her big charting years. Like, it was just a great year. Had a lot of fun with it. That's going to be dropping end of November, beginning of December.
Okay. Crash, what do you have coming up for everyone?
Within the next week or two here, depending on how work I can get done on it, I am actually debuting my next big megasode video. It's another top 10, the top 10 worst rock hits of 1990. Which 1990 was a particularly ripe year for crap, so I've got some very interesting stuff on that one. That video is currently clocking in at 1 hour and 10 minutes. Hopefully, I can shave off a little bit of time from that, but yeah, this will be a mighty one. Okay. So within the next, I'm trying to get that done by the weekend. It might be next week sometime, but that's a big one that's dropping soon. I've also got a bunch of catch-up quickies coming down the pipeline here. The next Fimi will be rolling around in December.
Nice.
I'm basically just kind of wrapping things up over here, getting my last big video out, getting my last few quickies, and last few wrap-ups before those big year-end lists that we all are looking forward to crafting here. So
awesome. So just so everyone's aware, I have 2 album reviews coming up. One this Friday on Otherwise's new album, and the following week's A Day to Remember. Okay, my voice is going now. I think it's because my internet connection. So I have 2 album reviews coming up. One's this Friday on Otherwise. The following week will be A Day to Remember. Hopefully I'll do Coldplay by the end of the month too. Also, this month I do have Regretting the Past, and it will be on Stained, because I have thoughts I need to get out.
You poor man. I am not.
You don't have to do this to yourself, man.
I already started. I already started writing it today, and
Godspeed. That's all I can say. Godspeed.
Just so everyone's aware that's still watching, so you guys know, all the missed super chats I'll be putting in an Excel sheet or a Google Doc. I'll be getting it to these guys. We will be filling them all out and giving the answers for the ones that we couldn't catch. We did as many as we could. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun for us. We loved doing it. We had over 300 people consistently for over an hour, which is huge for us. Thank you guys again. Let us know if you loved it. Leave comments below what you thought. I'll get the super chats up in the next few days. Give me some time on that, just because it's a little bit different now that the random generizer thing. I have to go through which one was and which one wasn't something we did. Hopefully this will be posted tomorrow. Thank you guys again. And finally, before we all head out, I love Michael Poulsen from Volbeat, but I can't remember how he sounds. And
how does he sound?
I love, what's a good song from like Lola Montez? Do you remember that song, John? Mark?
I do. No. I think Crash might need to remind me though, because it's been a while.
Luke, if you really wanted to fuck with people's heads, you would end video right about here where I'm talking and waffle all for time. You would cut the feed right here, so like right before I go into my little impression, hit the stop button when I do the impression right now and do. Please tell me that's what you did.
It's still live.
No, and we're live from New York. It's Saturday night.
Thank you, everyone, for joining the Rock Coliseum. This will be our friendly goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Have a great night. We'll see you next time. We'll announce what it is. Stay tuned for all our year-end stuff. We're off camera now, guys. Thank God.
Okay.
Those jerks. Finally,
finally, we're free.